A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum. Here, in a grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, there's a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a simple glass, a piece of rope, a woman's handkerchief, all are touched by murder. You take this iron bar. It's a familiar object. The handle of a jack. If you own a car, you have a jack handle. Maybe you've used it, but never, I trust, like this.
Gracie, quick, give me the jack handle.
Here, let me go. What do you want? No, don't kill me. Don't.
Today, you will find that jack handle in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum. Here we are, the Black Museum. A few yards from here, the Thames laps at the riverside of Scotland Yard. But you never know it in here. Not in this long, dim, stone-arched room. It's a kind of Mecca, a goal to be reached by students of crime and criminology the whole world over. Yes, here in this room lies death and the mementos and souvenirs of death on these shelves, in these cabinets, under this well-dusted glass. The weapons, the key clues of every homicide in which Scotland Yard has taken part for almost 100 years. Now here, in this case, the small white box. It's from Edinburgh. This death was in this box. Death by poison. The death of a too importunate lover. Now, this tiny pistol, it's oiled, it's in working order. A Derringer, it's called. The killer wore it up his sleeve. One morning at 8 o'clock, in the British tradition, the trap was sprung. The killer walked on thin air. The executioner received the customary £10. Now, here's something more familiar, a jack handle. It's intriguing. Once, according to the case book, yes, that's the story, a tale which begins innocently enough when London lived in the blackout, and many American men found their after-dark amusement in tiny, hole-in-the-wall cafes.
Think of me always, though we're far apart. Keep a tender memory within.
Well, look around. Small tables crowded together, not much light. Pretty stuffy, and the blackout curtains, the double blackout door don't help the ventilation much. The girl singing is pretty in a tawdry sort of way, provocative in the manner of a cheap pin-up, but the two young men in the American uniforms don't seem to mind.
How's about it, Tom? Not bad for a dive?
Not too bad. Five'll get you 10, it's out of bounds.
Yeah, not yet, son. Just opened. The MPs haven't cased the joint yet.
Oh, good deal.
Well, nothing to worry about, kid.
Well, who's worried? What can they do, 6 months in the stockade, maybe? That's okay with me.
Apparently, at least one of these gentlemen is over the hill. Now, their interest has shifted, and quite naturally, of course.
You think she has to sing for a living?
It can't be much of a living.
She's not too bad. Maybe she dates.
You wouldn't know what to do about it if she does.
Says who?
That says me. What were you stateside, anyway? A parson's son or a school teacher?
I worked in a bank. So what? I got along. I did all right.
Hiding in the army?
Hiding in the... Oh, maybe. Could be.
I get it. Still water runs deep and all that stuff.
Oh, look, Teddy. What you don't know won't hurt you, see?
That apply to Gracie?
Gracie? You mean the babe?
Well, who else? Grace Harwell, the London thrush, who don't sing half as good as she looks.
You know her?
I met her a couple of times. You want to knock down?
Well, why not? Now?
Well, sure. Gracie, let's see your speed, son.
You got a ringside seat.
Well, Teddy, the Yank who thought he'd take Soho single-handed.
Sit down, Gracie. What'll you have?
My regular. Who's your friend?
Oh, meet Private Tom Bennett, Gracie Harwell.
Hi.
Hello, soldier.
Let me get your drink, Gracie. Faster that way.
Hey, what about your ringside seat?
I'll be back in time. That fast you can't work.
Grace,
Yes?
how would you like to help me win a bet?
Well, this is a new approach.
Good. Now, look, all I need to win is a date with you, see, for tomorrow night. Well, how about it? After the show?
You on furlough?
Maybe. Maybe not. I'll be in town tomorrow night.
Got a car with petrol?
No, but I will have.
You said that like you meant it.
I will have a car and gas. When and where?
Well, I'm not saying for sure, but be outside at 1 o'clock in the morning. You may win your bet.
So, they met. That was the beginning. Next morning, Tom was at the appointed place, complete with jeep and fuel.
Hi, Gracie.
Hello, soldier.
Come on, climb aboard.
Where'd you get it?
Let's say I borrowed it. Shall we go?
Why not?
A boy, a girl, a jeep. In the London blackout without benefit of cherry planes and bombs. A time to relax, to make an impression on the girl. The former bank clerk made his play to the girl who sang club dates on the seamy side of London.
It's too bad. No moon tonight.
The moon means bombers.
At this point, that's not too bad.
Well, that's silly.
Oh, look, bombers mean there's a war on. No war, I wouldn't be here.
Well, what's good about that, being here?
I could itemize. One, I met you. Let's leave it at that.
You start early.
That's the States. Don't waste time.
You didn't waste time borrowing the Jeep.
What's one Jeep, more or less? I worked in the carpool. I know my way around.
You must. You went back to get the car.
What are you getting at, sister?
The car? It's out without a pass. So are you.
Smart girl.
I know my way around. Want to sell the Jeep? I know a fellow will give you a good price.
No, I need it.
What for?
Business.
What kind of... Look out! That bike!
Gee, thanks.
Oh.
That's no place for a bike this time of night. Nor the girl on it.
What kind of business?
I have a small problem. Being out without a pass, I don't get paid.
Oh.
Money's necessary even in wartime. I had my ways back in L.A., Los Angeles to you. But I need a car. You get it, Gracie? Now, if you'd like a small demonstration, we can...
You know, a man boasts to a girl and decides to make good the boast. This very modern variation on that theme consisted of stopping the Jeep at the side of the road, cutting the engine, waiting. Half amused, half interested, the girl sat quietly as the soldier climbed out of the car and stationed himself in the shadows. Along the road came the bicycle, the girl on it pedaling swiftly, her thoughts 1,000 miles away. She drew alongside the parked, half-hidden Jeep.
Okay, sister, I'll take that bike.
What's the idea? I've got to get home.
I want that bike, do you hear?
Oh, I won't give it.
Shut up. You want one across the mouth?
Oh, no. You leave me alone. You leave me alone. You leave me alone.
How was that, Gracie? And she left her bag. There ought to be enough left in it for a couple of beers.
So that's the way you do it in L.A.
Yeah.
You're all right, Tommy. Only next time, let's crack it for more than the price of a couple of beers.
Next time was the next evening, but early, before the bars closed. Gracie, the pin-up set.
I won't go to work tomorrow night, and I know a spot off by itself. With a jeep, we can get away fast, like you did it in L.A.
And they drove up to the spot, a small pub on a side road, and Gracie said,
Let's get to it, Tommy. They've got customers. That means money in the till.
But Tommy hesitated, and he said,
Too many.
Scared?
Well, why take chances? There might even be a cop in there. Maybe later.
You promised. You said I'd be the lookout while you went in and collected.
Maybe later, not now.
Well, let's do something, Tom.
We'll find something. You want a thrill? We'll find something.
They drove away. A well-lighted, well-populated pub was not to Tom's liking. He preferred the dark roads, the byways, the lone victims. But Gracie wanted her thrill. Tom found it for her.
Hop in, miss.
Oh, it is really awfully nice of you.
But, Tom...
You wanted a thrill, baby. Well, you'll get it. Where are you headed, miss?
Out to Kingston, if it's on your way.
Yeah, it's on our way. You all set? Let's go.
Two girls and a boy racing along the unlighted road toward Kingston. Not much conversation. There never is, with a hitchhiker in the car. Tom drove, Gracie waited. River flowed close to the highway, black glass, silent in the starlight.
What's wrong?
I think I have a flat.
Oh, I didn't hear...
I said I think I have a flat.
Oh, yes, it does feel off a bit. The Jeep, I mean.
Felt like the left rear.
Can I help?
If you'd get out, miss. You can leave your suitcase. The tools are under your seat.
Oh, of course.
What can I do?
I'll need the jack. The handle is on the floor, Gracie.
Yeah, I've got it.
You, miss. I want your handbag.
What? Oh, no. No, you keep away
Give me that
from me.
bag.
Oh, help, somebody. Help. Oh, no, get away from me. Get away. Let go of my dress.
Go on, Tommy. Grab her. Prop her up.
No, I won't.
Gracie, quick, give me the jack handle.
Here.
Let me go. What do you want? No, don't hit me. No.
Fight back, will you?
Hit her again, Tommy. Hit her.
What for? She's done. We got her stuff.
I think she's breathing.
So what? Give me a hand.
What do we do with her?
Into the river. What do you suppose I picked this place for? Get her feet.
Stop them.
Now, into the drink she goes.
Oh, Tom.
Well, did you get a thrill out of that, baby? That's the way we do it in L.A. Knock them over and dump them someplace where they won't be found. Okay, let's get going, Gracie. We got places to go and things to do tonight.
Nice, clean fun. The end of that night's work was a jack handle. A jack handle. It lies today in the Black Museum.
In just a moment, we will continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles. And now we continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
It was to be some time before the jack handle came to rest in the Black Museum. A trail of blood and misadventure was yet to be blazed through wartime London. Tom and Grace were amateurs at crime like this, but they knew enough to cover their tracks. They ditched the Jeep, parking it in a rubbed street. They took cover during daylight, but night and the blackout were their cloak as they prowled for further victims.
I'm sick of walking.
Does my lady want her limousine?
I want a ride. Do you hear, Tommy boy?
I hear. Come on, we'll duck into this vestibule. Something will be along. Give me a kiss.
Oh, you never have enough.
Haven't kissed a babe in a doorway since L.A. Good.
What's that in your pocket?
This? You like it? Shell in the chamber, full clip.
Where'd you get it?
Army stores, Natch. Pretty?
Throw it away.
Are you kidding?
Do you know what they give you for carrying a pistol in this country?
Well, what's the difference? We killed that dame, didn't we? They take us, it's the chair anyway.
Well, over here, it's the rope. At 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm cold, Tommy. I'm cold.
You cold? Maybe you're the warmest thing in London. What's that, a car?
Must be.
Come on.
Throw the pistol away.
You want to ride, don't you? Hey, driver, give us a lift.
He's stopping for us.
Obliging fellow, isn't he?
Where to, Yank?
Your way, towards Shepherd's Bush. My girl's got kind of tired of walking.
This is awfully nice of you.
I'm a taxi, you know. Private car with hack license. I'll have to charge you for the ride.
Well, we don't mind, do we, honey? We got plenty of money. Hop in. In the back.
Private car with hack license. Driver James Carter. Direction east. Through the blackout. The blue, shaded headlights barely glowing in the gloom. After a little distance.
Driver, we changed our minds. How much would it cost me to go a little way further? Out as far as Shepherd's Bush.
Driver Carter obliged. It was his job. Pick up passengers, deliver them through the blackout wherever they wanted to go for a price. Their living of sorts. Driver Carter thought of it as a living.
It's plenty deserted out here.
The Jerry's did a thorough job out this way.
It's near the docks, isn't it?
I suppose so.
It's a good place.
Perfect. You think he's got any money?
All right, driver, stop here.
Yes, sir. Nothing here but the rubble.
You heard me. Stop. You know what this is?
Circus pistol.
You hold it, Gracie.
Got it.
Don't move, driver. She's got an itchy finger.
You can have my wallet.
Keep him covered, Gracie, while I open the front door. Give me back the gun.
Hurry, Tom.
All right, you, driver, get out. On this side.
You can have that car, too. Just leave me alone.
Gracie, did you ever see the hole a 45 makes in a man?
No, Tommy. Never.
No, don't!
Big enough to put your fist through in the back where it came out. Let's toss him in the rubble. That'll do it. Now we can ride anywhere you want to go.
It doesn't take much to kill a man. You pull the trigger. The firing pin strikes the cartridge. The powder explodes. Then the bit of lead tears into the man. That's all. Nothing left but a few chemicals, which once were living flesh. A few rags of clothing. Toss it into the rubble. Dust to dust. Dawn comes to the warring city. The sun touches the rubble. The sun moves warmly over the cold rubble, over the dead. The night watchers start home. The fire wardens, weary but relieved after a quiet night, take a shortcut toward their breakfasts and a few hours' sleep.
Margie. Hey, what's that?
Body, seems like.
This area was cleared out months ago.
He's fresh, that one. Let's have a look, shall we?
They had their look. It wasn't pleasant.
Shot through the chest.
Stay here. I'll find a call box.
The fire warden placed his call. He rang straight through to Scotland Yard. A short while later, a man picked up the telephone on his desk. Inside the Greystone building on the Thames.
Inspector Mason here.
Sergeant Davis, sir.
Go ahead, Sergeant.
The body found in the East End, sir, shot to death. Large caliber for the size of the wound. Probably a service pistol.
Identified as yet?
The identity papers are still on him, sir. James Carter, taxi driver, private car registration, tag number RD7445.
The car?
No sign of it, sir. Tire marks in the road. It's a thoroughly bombed area, sir. Very little traffic.
Another one. Very well. Send out the usual teletype. Description of the car. You know, check for relations, friends of the deceased. Well, that's all we can do for now.
Routine. The teletype to all police stations. The constables memorize the details while they go on patrol. London is a big, sprawling city. The blackout isn't any help. That's all for now. wheels had begun to turn. Routine, inexorable, never-ending. And so, another telephone call.
Constable Gray, Inspector.
Yes?
Ladbroke Station. I believe I have the car that was posted this morning.
Uh-huh.
RD7445. Black sedan. It's parked in Bush Mews.
Yeah?
That's a dead end, sir. It's facing out.
Oh, very good, Gray. Stand by. We'll be along shortly.
A sharp-eyed constable in the blackout the parked car. Routine. Inexorable. Inevitable.
Cut your engine, Sergeant. This'll do it.
Yes, sir.
Usual routine. If there's an attempt to drive out, turn on your headlights. The driver will be blinded.
Very good, sir.
Gray. Constable Gray.
Yes, sir.
Inspector Mason, CID. Anything yet?
No, sir, not yet. There's a pinhole in the blackout curtain, second-story window of the house behind the car. There was a light up there.
Mm-hmm. Nothing now.
It went out a moment ago, sir.
Take post behind the car, Gray. Accost anyone who approaches it. The area's covered. There'll be no escape.
Yes, sir.
The constable's footsteps fade and stop. Silence. Darkness. The trap is set. They wait. No movement, no sound. Not even the glow of a cigarette. Just darker shadows in the darkness. In the depths of the little mews, a door opens and closes. Footsteps, briefly. 2 pairs of footsteps. The car door opens. And Constable Gray calls out,
Don't start the engine there. You're under arrest.
Sergeant! Your lights!
Tommy, the coppers!
They got us boxed! Gray! You won't take me! Hold him, Gray!
Got him, sir. You got nothing on me.
Never mind that. It's my duty to inform you that you're under arrest. You'll be charged with murder. And I warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence.
You can't prove anything.
Run the rule on him, Constable.
Yes, sir. This, sir. Service pistol.
Oh, good enough. Take them along.
All right, you two.
Don't touch me. I'll go along. He made me go with him. He threatened me with a pistol. He made me go along.
That was her cry. All through the trial which followed swiftly. That was the plea of the tawdry little pin-up from the seamy side of London.
He made me do it. He hit me, showed me his pistol. He made me do it.
What of the robberies, the cheap, shilling-sized robberies?
Yes, I took that girl's purse. I went through the driver's wallet before we left his body, but he made me do it. You've got to believe me. He made me do it.
There were other, far less hysterical witnesses, men who spoke with a calm certainty of truth. There was the ballistics expert.
There is absolutely no doubt. The bullet which killed James Carter, the driver of that hired car, was found in the flooring of the car. We have compared it with test bullets fired from the pistol found on the accused. The rifling marks are identical. The death bullet was fired from that pistol.
Tom Bennett, accused of murder, wanted for desertion by the United States Army, former bank clerk. He played his role defiantly.
I tell you, she's framing me. This whole deal was her idea. You should have seen the bang she got when she watched what was going on. Now she's trying to pass the buck to me.
And with customary thoroughness, Scotland Yard turned up a surprise witness.
Yes, those are the two. She gave him the jack handle and he hit me with it. They threw me in the river. The lorry driver found me. I know them anywhere.
He made me go along. He made me. I'll prove it. I'll show you where we left the Jeep. The jack handle's still in it.
Gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have, my lord.
Let the prisoners face the jury. What is your verdict?
We find both defendants guilty of murder and add a recommendation of mercy for the female prisoner.
No, yes, juries behave somewhat strangely at times. This one was impressed with a plea of compulsion, but not quite enough, it seems, to acquit Grace Harwell. Thus, it came about in due course that the judge pronounced the sentence.
Thomas Bennett, you have been found guilty of murder. The sentence of the court is that you be hanged by the neck until you are dead. And then may the Lord have mercy on your soul.
On Grace Harwell, the judge pronounced the same terrible sentence. But the jury's recommendation for mercy led the Home Secretary to commute this to penal servitude for life. A lifetime for Grace Harwell to remember.
He made me go along. He made me go along.
That jack handle. It lies today in the Black Museum. So much for the story of Grace and Tom. Tom's life ended on the scaffold. The life of Grace Harwell continues in the drab monotony of Holloway Prison. The service pistol, of course, and the jack handle remain in their places, their special places of honor, on a shelf in that curious room which is known in Scotland Yard as the Black Museum.
And now, until next time, till we meet again in the same place, and I tell you another story of the Black Museum, I remain as always obediently yours.
This is Orson Welles speaking from London. From the Black Museum, a repository of death. Yes, here in a grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide. Here, everyday objects, a silk scarf, a length of twine, a child's toy, all are touched by murder. Now, this jar, running on a cheap stained glass container, the type you find in a laboratory, what's in it? A colorless fluid. Water, perhaps? A cleaning spirit? No.
Acid. Was just the thing to decompose a body without leaving any traces.
Exactly, Sergeant. You'd better take a sample of it.
Very well, Inspector. There's a jar on the shelf here. I'll use that.
Today, that jar containing the acid sample can be seen in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
And here we are in the Black Museum, Scotland Yard's Museum of Murder. Here lies death, unseen but ever present, uncatalogued but orderly, enveloping the shadows, papering the walls, carpeting the floor. Death, for display purposes only. And here's a hypodermic syringe. It was once used to inject life-preserving serums and later used to inject poison. And death. Here's an umbrella. Ordinary everyday umbrella. Ordinary and everyday up to a point. That is. Look closer and you'll see just how sharp that point is. Just how lethal a sword stick can be as a weapon of murder. Oh, here we are. Here's the acid jar, sealed and somber looking in its place on the shelf. Once this jar rested on another shelf, a workshop shelf in Crawley. But let's not anticipate. Let's begin our story at its beginning. Not on the shelf of a workshop in Crawley, but in the dining room of a hotel in Kensington. Dinner time. One corner of the room, at a table set for two, sits an attractive, fashionably dressed woman. She's joined by another equally as attractive and equally fashionably dressed.
Agnes.
Oh, Lenny. I'd almost given you up for lost.
Sorry if I kept you waiting, my dear. But just as I was leaving my room, I ran into Mr. Hart. He's such a lovely man. I simply couldn't resist stopping to have a few words with him.
Mr. Hart?
The nice-looking one I pointed out to you at lunchtime.
Oh, yes, of course.
He really is the sweetest thing. And so friendly.
I thought he looked rather intriguing. You must introduce us.
I will, my dear. And sooner than you think. I've asked him to join us when he comes down. You don't mind, I hope.
Oh, the contrary.
I'm so glad. I know you'll like him.
Isn't that him coming in now?
So it is. Over here, Mr. Hart.
Forgive me for keeping you so long, Mrs. Regan. I had a little bother with my necktie.
Oh, please don't apologize. I only just arrived this minute myself. Oh, I'd like you to meet a very dear friend of mine, Mrs. Lansbury. Agnes, Mr. Hart.
How do you do, Mr. Hart?
Delighted, Mrs. Lansbury. I do hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, a perfectly horrible thought. Of course you're not, Mr. Hart. Do sit down.
Oh, you're very kind.
What a thorough gentleman he was. And so amusing. So very, very amusing.
Oh, Mr. Hart, I do declare, it's a long time since I've laughed so much or enjoyed a meal so much.
Oh, save the latter compliments to the hotel cook, Mrs. Regan. And now I really must ask that you excuse me.
So soon? You won't take coffee with us?
Oh, much as I'd like to, Mrs. Regan, I'm afraid not. I have some rather pressing business to attend to this evening. Business that won't wait, even for coffee. Some other time, perhaps?
Oh, we'll hold you to that, you know.
Oh, please do, Mrs. Lansbury. Please do.
The two ladies, who were both widows, chatted on till late that evening, discussing the numerous virtues and charms of their newfound acquaintance, a topic that was continued the following morning at breakfast and then again at lunch.
Will he be dining with us this evening?
I'll ask him when he comes in.
Oh, don't forget.
As if I could, my dear.
The amiable Mr. Hart proved only too ready to accept a second dinner invitation and a third. He appeared to enjoy the two ladies' company as much as they did his. But it was upon Mrs. Regan that he centered most of his attention.
I thought of taking a stroll in the country this afternoon, Mrs. Regan. You wouldn't care to join me, I suppose?
Why, I'd love to, Mr. Hart. I simply adore the country.
Fine. We'll start out straight after lunch.
The country stroll agreed with Mrs. Regan, as proved by the healthy flush in her cheeks that evening as she sat down to dinner with Mrs. Lansbury.
You're looking very radiant tonight, my dear.
Oh, am I?
Your afternoon jaunt with Mr. Hart appears to have brought about a most desirable effect.
It was rather refreshing.
He's not coming down this evening?
He has another business engagement.
Oh. What exactly is his business, my dear?
Well, I'm not sure. He never really discussed it with him.
Pity. Oh, by the way, I'm off to town to do some shopping tomorrow afternoon. I thought we might go together.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear, but I'm afraid I've made other arrangements.
Oh?
Yes. I promised to meet Mr. Hart. We're going to Crawley for the afternoon.
Oh, how nice for you.
You don't mind?
Oh, no, of course not. We can leave our trip to town to next week sometime. It makes no difference to me.
No, it made no difference to Agnes Lansbury. But to Renee Ashcroft Regan, it made a great deal of difference. The difference between life and death. Mrs. Regan did not appear for dinner the next evening, nor did Mr. Hart. Nothing particularly unusual about that. Obviously, they decided to stay in Crawley for dinner. Mrs. Lansbury dined alone at the hotel. The following morning, arriving down late for breakfast, she was surprised surprised to find that there was still no sign of her friend.
Funny. Not often she misses breakfast.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Lansbury.
Oh, Mr. Hart, good morning.
Mrs. Regan not down yet?
No, not yet.
Not like her to be late.
Well, she probably slept in.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Have you had breakfast?
Yes, I came in earlier, just on my way out.
Business again?
That's right. Well, I must be off. No doubt I'll see you at dinner.
Yes, don't be late.
I won't. Till this evening, then.
It was almost 9 o'clock when Mrs. Lansbury finally left the breakfast table, and still no sign of Mrs. Regan. Strange Mr. Hart had not mentioned their visit to Crawley the previous afternoon. But perhaps the dear man preferred to keep it a secret. One never knew what sort of gossip could spread itself about a hotel, even a spark of encouragement. Still, it did seem rather odd. Seemed even more odd when Mrs. Regan did not appear for lunch. A feeling of uneasiness crept over Mrs. Lansbury. Perhaps her friend was ill. She would make some inquiries.
Oh, boy.
Yes, ma'am?
Have you seen Mrs. Regan about at all this morning?
Mrs. Regan? No, madam. Not that I can remember.
Well, perhaps you'd better take me to her room.
Very good, madam. This way.
The bellhop looked pretty in his blue uniform with a red braid and brass buttons. Such a fresh young face. So unspoiled looking and clean. With a quick, toothy smile. Not as engaging a smile as Mr. Hart's, perhaps, but nevertheless quite attractive in its way.
Here we are, madam.
Oh, thank you. Oh, here.
Thank you, madam. Anything else you might be wanting?
Well, I'm not sure yet. Just a moment.
Must have stepped out for a bit.
Oh, try the door. Locked. Renee? Renee? Are you in there?
Nothing wrong, is there, madam?
I don't know. I think Mrs. Regan may be ill. You better go and call the manager. Tell him to bring a pass key.
Very good, madam. Won't be a dip.
The hotel manager arrived in due course, asked a few rather pointless questions, fiddled with his large key ring, and finally opened the door to Mrs. Regan's room. It was empty.
It looks as though your flowers were groundless, Mrs. Lansbury. She must have gone into town for the day.
Well, that still doesn't explain why she didn't come down to breakfast this morning.
Oh, perhaps she didn't feel like it. Still, I'll have a word with the room-maid. She may have noticed something when she came in to tidy up.
The room-maid was duly summoned and questioned. No, Mrs. Regan was not in her room when she came in to clean up. Yes, she'd noticed something unusual, something most unusual, as a matter of fact. Mrs. Regan's bed had not been slept in on the previous night.
That settled it. Something's happened to her. I can feel it. She's met with some kind of accident and...
Calm yourself, Mrs. Lansbury. I'm sure there's...
Well, how can I calm myself when my closest friend has disappeared into thin air?
My
The
darling...
police must be informed at once.
Oh, come now, Mrs. Lansbury. Let's not be too hasty.
Please don't argue with me, Mr. Stewart. I want them contacted immediately.
Very well, if you insist. But I would ask you to refrain from mentioning the matter to any of the other guests, at least until we have something definite.
At the hotel manager's request, Mrs. Lansbury agreed to keep silent. But being a woman, she could not keep entirely silent. She had to confide in someone. Naturally enough, the someone she confided in was the benign Mr. James Gerald Hart. His concern was touching.
Dear me, this is most upsetting, Mrs. Lansbury. When was the last time you saw Mrs. Regan?
Just after lunch yesterday. She was on her way out.
Did she by any chance say where she was going?
Well, Mr. Hart, as a matter of fact, yes, she did.
Oh?
Yes, she said she was going to meet you in town, that you were going down to Crawley together. Did she meet you, Mr. Hart?
Well, no, she didn't.
Oh.
That's just what I was about to tell you. I'd arranged to meet her outside the Army and Navy Stores in Victoria Street at 2 o'clock. I was there on time, and I waited over an hour, but she didn't show up.
Oh.
Have the police been contacted?
Well, yes. The hotel manager, Mr. Stewart, gave them a ring shortly after lunch.
They haven't been here?
Well, not that I know of.
You know, I rather think it might be an idea if we went round to the station and had a word with them ourselves. We may be able to give them some lead or other. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's an excellent idea, Mr. Hart. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you'd suggest it.
Good. We can go straight away. I'll get my hat and coat and join you in the lobby in 10 minutes.
And so it was that the disappearance of Mrs. Renee Ashcroft Regan was confirmed. Mr. Hart repeated his story of the proposed Crawley visit to the police. was accepted. At that time, there was no reason at all why it should not have been. Well, today evidence to the contrary can be seen in the Black Museum. At least a dozen women are reported to the police as missing every week. Renee Ashcroft Regan was only one more female whose name and description had to be distributed to every station in the Metropolitan Police Force's area and printed in the current editions of the Police Gazette. Routine, nothing more. Steady, patient routine. At the Chelsea station, Woman Police Sergeant Carol Henderson, whose duty it was to check through the daily records of missing persons in the area, came up on the case of Mrs. Regan and, as a routine step, paid a visit to the Kensington Hotel for a brief chat with those who had known her best. Naturally enough, the first name on her list was that of Mrs. Agnes Lansbury.
Now, Mrs. Lansbury, if you could just tell me when you last saw Mrs. Regan, what she was wearing, and as much as you can remember of any conversation that may have passed between you on the day of her disappearance.
Mrs. Lansbury could add nothing to what she had already told the police, but nevertheless was most helpful and directed Sergeant Henderson to the room of the much concerned but still charming Mr. James Gerald Hart.
Do sit down, Sergeant.
Thank you, Mr. Hart, but I prefer to stand when I'm on duty.
It's not often one has the pleasure of meeting a lady policeman, but as you wish. If you don't mind, I would...
Oh, not at all. Now, I understand, Mr. Hart, from what Mrs. Lansbury tells me, that you've arranged to meet Mrs. Regan on the day of her disappearance.
That's correct. I was to meet her at 2 o'clock outside the Army and Navy stores in Victoria Street.
But she didn't show up?
No.
How long did you wait for her, Mr. Hart?
Oh, at least an hour. Close to an hour and a half, I should imagine.
And then?
Well, as you may know, we intended going to Crawley together. When I realized she wasn't coming, I drove down alone.
Oh, I see. Exactly what had you intended going to Crawley for, Mr. Hart?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have an interest in a chemical factory down there. I'm what you might call a research chemist.
Oh, yes?
Mrs. Regan was hoping to purchase some samples of certain plastic fingernails I'm manufacturing.
I see. Well, I think that's all I need from you at the present, Mr. Hart. Thank you for your time and your cooperation.
No trouble at all, Sergeant. I'm most anxious to have this matter cleared up, you understand. Mrs. Regan and I were close friends, and I hate to think that anything may have happened to her.
Quite.
If I can help you in any way, I'll only be too pleased.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Hart, but I think we'll be able to manage. If we need any further information from you, you can rest assured we'll get in touch with you.
Sergeant Henderson returned to the Chelsea police station. She had listened to what had seemed a straightforward story, but there was a doubt nagging at her. Hart's manner had been very obliging and polite, but there had been something about him she didn't like, something that didn't ring true. That something took her to the office of Divisional Inspector Russell White, to whom she expressed her doubts.
So you think it's a bit fishy, eh, Sergeant?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that, sir, but, well, I do think Hart might bear checking up on.
Oh, that's good enough for me. Scotland Yard, please. Criminal Records Office.
Within the hour, the checkup had been made, and the results phoned back to Chelsea. Results that stood by Sergeant Henderson's feminine intuition. According to the records, the plausible Mr. Hart had served 2 sentences for fraud.
Well, there you have it, Sergeant. It appears he's been up twice in the past 10 years.
I can't say it surprises me.
Perhaps not, but I wouldn't let it influence you too much. Just because a man has a record, it doesn't say he knows anything about Mrs. Regan's disappearance.
That's true.
I think at this stage the best thing we can do is to forget about Hart for a while and concentrate on Mrs. Regan herself. Give the newspapers a full description of her and the clothes she was last seen wearing. The usual thing.
All right, I'll get onto it straight away.
Thus did the story of Mrs. Renee Ashcroft Regan's disappearance receive its first coverage in the London newspapers. A close-up photograph, and underneath it, a full description of the missing woman as she was last seen by Mrs. Lansbury prior to her leaving the hotel for her proposed meeting with James Hart.
That should bring results, Sergeant.
Let's hope so, Inspector.
The jewelry's the thing. Mrs. Lansbury is quite sure she was wearing it when she left the hotel.
She was most emphatic about it.
Good. Every jeweler and hock store proprietor in London has been alerted. If a legitimate sale is attempted, we'll hear of it.
2 days passed. No information was received by the police. Then, on the third day, word came through that a Persian lamb coat very similar to the one worn by Mrs. Regan at the time of the disappearance had been found in a cleaner's shop near Crawley. It was later identified by Agnes Lansbury and then brought to the Chelsea police station for analysis. Laboratory tests, however, failed to uncover any further leads.
Nothing more, Inspector?
I'm afraid not. Pity it went through the wash before it was noticed.
Yes.
Still, I suppose we shouldn't complain. At least we know now, without a shadow of doubt, that something has happened to Mrs. Regan.
And also that it happened somewhere in the vicinity of Crawley, which is where she was supposed to have been going with Hart.
A further 2 days passed. Then came the information that Inspector White had been waiting for. A report was received that jewelry fitting the description issued by the police and newspapers had been offered for sale to the proprietor of a second-hand store in Horsham. It was also identified by Mrs. Lansbury as belonging to the missing Mrs. Regan. Proprietor Sally Jacobs was questioned by Inspector White.
Just how long have you been holding this jewelry, Mr. Jacobs?
1 week tomorrow. Party brought it in just after lunch.
Well, that fits. And this party gave his name as Jones, you say?
Well, here's the ticket. John Jones.
You couldn't give us a description of him, I don't suppose?
Well, so let me be remembering like he was short, stocky, with a dark hair and, well, I'm not quite sure, but I think he had a small moustache.
A small moustache. Anything else?
Well, not that I can bring to mind, no.
Yes. Well, it just so happens, Mr. Jacobs, I have a few photographs in my pocket of men who could fit the description you've given me. I wonder if you'll take a look at them.
Well, what have I to lose?
What about this one?
No.
This?
No, that's nothing like it.
How about this one? Well?
Why, that's it.
You're sure of that?
As sure as I'm standing here. I never forget a fight.
Thank you, Mr. Jacobs. You've been very helpful.
Returning to the Chelsea police station, Inspector White summoned Sergeant Henderson to his office. Bringing her up to date on his visit to Horsham, he produced the photograph that had been recognized by Jacobs.
James Gerald Hart.
As he was when arrested in 1939 for fraud.
Hasn't changed much.
Fortunately for us.
Going to pull him in?
All in good time. If he's done away with Mrs. Regan, as facts seem to indicate, he must have deposited her body somewhere.
His chemical factory.
Well, that's as good a place to start looking as any. Tell Peters and Cunningham to stand by. We'll pick up Hart on the way down.
20 minutes later, Inspector White, accompanied by Sergeant Henderson, arrived at the Kensington Hotel and asked for Mr. Hart. That smiling gentleman, as smooth and suave as ever, came downstairs immediately, greeting the sergeant with an airy wave of his hand.
Good afternoon, Sergeant. I was hoping you'd call again.
Oh?
Yes. I've been rather anxious to hear what progress has been made in the search for Mrs. Regan.
Perhaps you better ask Inspector White here that question. He's taken over the handling of the case.
Oh? How do you do, Inspector? Mr. Hart? Before I answer your questions, Mr. Hart, I've a few I'd like you to answer for me.
By all means.
Fire away. Sergeant Henderson tells me that you have an interest in a certain chemical factory at Crawley.
That's correct.
And that you arranged to take Mrs. Regan there on the afternoon of her disappearance.
Yes.
We'd rather like to look over this factory if it can be managed. Just routine, you understand?
Of course. Any time, Inspector. Will tomorrow morning suit you?
Hardly, Mr. Hart. It'll have to be this afternoon.
Well, I'm not sure that would be convenient, Inspector. You see, I have a business appointment in Chelsea at 3,
and then I'm afraid your business appointment will have to wait, Mr. Hart.
But, Inspector...
Let's be on our way, shall we? I've a car waiting outside.
For a fleeting second, the ever-present smile almost faded from the lips of James Hart. Then it broadened, and his perfect white teeth flashed in the sunlight streaming through a lobby window.
Lead on, Inspector.
Little was said during the trip down to Crawley. In the back seat of the police car on either side of Hart, Inspector White and Sergeant Henderson interested themselves in the swiftly passing countryside, and in the front, Constable Rex Peters sat grimly at the wheel, and beside him, equally as grim-faced, sat Sergeant Dennis Cunningham. The silence appeared to amuse Mr. Hart, who chuckled audibly to himself more than once before remarking casually,
Lovely spot, Crawley, don't you agree, Inspector? Huh? Oh, yes, indeed. I've often thought how very pleasant it would be to live down here. Oh, next turning to the right, Constable.
A few minutes later, the police car came to a standstill outside the Hart Chemical Factory, which proved to be little more than a glorified workshop fitted up as a laboratory. Hart remained in the car under the watchful eyes of Peters and Cunningham while the inspector and Sergeant Henderson entered the wooden building.
Well, plenty of experimental equipment lying about.
Nothing much else as far as I can see.
Well.
Certainly no corpus delicti.
Hold on. What's in those drums over there?
Oh. Looks like some kind of oil.
Yes. Oil be hanged. It's acid.
Drums of acid in a laboratory. Nothing very odd about that, unless that acid happens to contain the undissolved remains of the human body.
Acid. Just the thing to decompose a corpse without leaving any trace.
Exactly, Sergeant. But in this case, I think it may have left traces. Look, floating on the surface.
Looks like a piece of bone.
With particles of flesh still clinging to it. You'd better take a sample of the acid itself. Siphon it out.
Very well, Inspector. There's a jar on the shelf here. I'll use that.
James Gerald Hart made no attempt to deny the accusation of murder that was subsequently leveled at him. On the contrary, knowing the game was up, he admitted his guilt freely, stating that he had first shot Mrs. Regan and deprived her of her clothing and jewelry, then deposited her body in the drum of acid, a sample of which today occupies this position of honor in the Black Museum.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment.
The defense, brilliantly conceived, was, of course, insanity. To strengthen this plea, Hart cheerfully claimed to have done away with no fewer than 9 other victims in a similar fashion to that in which he had disposed of Mrs. Regan. Whether or not this claim was justified will probably never be known. But it is an established fact that at the time of his trial, 5 of those he named as his victims had been missing from their homes for months. They have not been found to this day. However, justified or not, his plea was rejected and he was found guilty of murder in the first degree. His subsequent execution relieved the world of a murder student who set up in practice before taking his diploma. But James Gerald Hart was by no means an accomplished killer. The trail he left behind him bears out that fact. Rather could he be described as a dabbler in the art of dealing death, who dabbled just once too often. And now, until we meet next time in the same place, I tell you another story about the Black Museum. I remain, as always, obediently yours. This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum, a repository of death. Yes, here in the grim stone structure on the Thames which houses Scotland Yard is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a teapot, a sewing needle, a folding camera, all are touched by murder. Now, here's a handkerchief, a khaki handkerchief. Soldier's handkerchief. It's a common enough sort of thing during the war.
A handkerchief stock. Fairly clean, if a bit moldy.
That would be from exposure, Thompson. Looks like army issue.
It is, but no hero used it. You can bet on that.
Well, that handkerchief can be seen today in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
Here we are at the Black Museum in Scotland Yard. Just come to this silent room. Outside, the Thames is busy with London's river traffic, and just upstairs, police communications tap from the teletypes, ring from the telephones. But here, as I say, is silence. Now, here's a length of garden hose. Once it was connected to an exhaust of a car. From there up through the floorboards. The time was winter. The driver rode with all the windows closed, and the car crashed. The man died. It wasn't exactly an accident. No, it was murder. Here's a German Mauser, war trophy, heavy gun. Strange, a tiny woman held it with two hands, smudged her own fingerprints. She was found out. Her hands gave her away. The paraffin test, for gunpowder smoke. Ah, there we are. Here it is, the Khaki Handkerchief. Originally, it was intended for camouflage. Fairly shouted for recognition at the right time in the wrong place. Yet the trouble first appeared as the commonplace ringing of a telephone.
Hello?
Mrs. Lyons?
Yes?
This is Liz Hart. How are you?
Oh, fine. And you?
All right. I'm a little worried, though. Kathy's so late getting home. Is she with Doris?
Well, they're not here. I thought Doris was with Kathy at your house.
Oh, dear. Now, where have they got to?
Oh, probably stopped at one of their friends' houses. Now, don't you worry. Kathy will come home with my Doris, and both of them will be full of
So
stories.
ordinary, so commonplace. One mother worries, the other doesn't. And later, around 6, the worrier, Mrs. Hart, Kathy's mother, speaks to her husband.
You'll have to speak to Kathy when she gets home.
Isn't she home? It's practically dinner time. I thought she was in her room.
She's off somewhere. Oh, John, I'm so worried.
You call the places where she might be?
Hours ago. No one's seen her.
Well, we'll have to wait until 6:30. Then I suppose we'll have to start looking for her.
Oh, when will Kathy learn to let us know?
6:30. No Kathy, no word from Kathy. This time the telephone rings in the Hart household. Mrs. Lyons is calling Mrs. Hart.
Yes. I assumed you'd call me if Doris turned up with Kathy at your house. Oh, dear, I wonder where they can have gotten to.
A frantic Mrs. Hart cradles the telephone, looks to her husband. Together they leave the house, go out into the darkening street to ring doorbells.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I'm trying to find my girl.
But the Carters haven't seen Kathy.
Excuse us, old man, but our Kathy seems to be among the unaccounted for.
No, the Bradleys haven't seen Kathy.
Sorry to bother you. Have you seen anything of our girl?
No. The Corbetts haven't seen Kathy.
Oh, please. I'm almost frantic. Where's my... Oh.
No one has seen Kathy. No one's seen Doris. Word is getting around now. The rumor's spread. The time grows later. All of Penn, rustic Penn in Buckinghamshire, is buzzing now. At the inn, the tap room is crowded. Closing time draws near. Still, no word.
Penn Inn landlord speaking.
Oh, this is John Hart. Look, Lyons and I are together at my place. Do you think some of the men would help us start a search?
Well, I'll ask them, Mr. Hart. I'm sure they will. Now, you stay right where you are. We'll be along very soon. Can I have your attention, men? Your attention, men. Hart and Lyons need help. They want to start a search. Now, how many of you fellas will help? After all, neighbors are neighbors. And if we can...
So it begins. The long, hard search continues. It's 6 hours now they've been missing. It's dark, very little moon. The lanterns of the searchers move around the village of Penn, through the fields and the clumps of trees. In ever-widening circles, the men beat the fields. At the heart home, two mothers wait and wait and wait.
Yes?
Nothing yet, dear. Try not to worry.
Nothing yet.
The sun rides high above the fields and woods of Buckinghamshire. Sun passes its course, descending behind the hills to the west. Already the searchers, hundreds of them now, have moved outward from Penn, some 4 miles outward. The night is coming on. The doorbell rings.
Yes?
Just on my way to the inn, ma'am, from all lanterns. Just to tell you, we'll keep at it all night, if need be.
And there's nothing yet.
Night again. Now the police are in the search, and with them a group of soldiers from a nearby camp. Steadily, monotonously, the men work, their voices subdued, the lanterns bobbing and weaving over the countryside. Outward, always outward from Penn. 5 miles now, 6 miles. As the radius lengthens, there's more ground to cover. False dawn grays the sky to the east, and the morning star low in the west begins to pale.
Over here, mate. This way. Hello!
You found something, matey? I found something. Yeah? Covered up believes they were. Just behind me here.
Found. The weary men brought the terribly tragic news back to Penn. In the little wood with its running stream where the bodies were found, 2 of Scotland Yard's inspectors, Thompson and Stark, took over together. Now was the time for professionals at manhunting.
What have we got, Stark? Not much. Barely anything to go on. Gas mask container, wooden, out near the road. I don't think they were killed here, do you?
No, chances are against that. One of the men brought me this. A handkerchief, Stark. Fairly clean, if a bit moldy.
That would be from exposure, Thompson. Looks like army issue.
It is, but no hero used it. You can bet on that.
There are tire marks and an oil patch over to the right. Truck tires. Double rear wheels. Army truck, it looks like.
Plaster casts.
The men are making them now.
Army truck, army handkerchief. Anything else?
Not yet.
All right, let's get out of here. We've got a killer to find.
They know the routine, these two. But grimly they set about the work. Stark takes the gas mask container, the plaster casts, the handkerchief, to the experts at the yard. Thompson stays on in Penn. He visits a different kind of yard.
Doris and Kathy were once my pupils, Inspector. I have a very personal reason for wanting to help you. But just how can I?
It doesn't need me to tell you, miss, how observant children can be. Now, it occurred to me that some of the kiddies in your school who live near the Hart's home might have noticed something unusual on their way back from school. Of course, it's only a shot in the dark, but a child might remember something that a grown-up would forget.
I see what you mean, Inspector.
Right then. Now, who in your class lives near the Harts?
Let me see now. Linda Carter. Oh, yes, and Kenneth Bradley. They're playing just over there. Come with me.
Now then, what's your name, young lady?
Linda Carter.
And yours, my lad?
Kenneth Bradley, sir.
I understand you two both live in the same street as the Harts.
Yes, sir. I live next door. Kenneth's a couple of houses down.
Right, Kenneth?
Yes, sir.
Now, I know you'd like to help me if you could. I think your teacher told you I'm from Scotland Yard.
She sure did. You don't look like a detective.
Detectives usually don't look like detectives. Now, let me tell you something. We're looking for a truck. A large, heavy truck.
An army truck, maybe?
Maybe. Why, did you see one, say, day before yesterday?
Yes, sir. At the crossroads. Just
standing there. Oh, I saw it, too. It was a big one.
Oh, anyone in it?
Just the driver. He had an awful red face, and he had glasses on with silver rims. He was sitting there smoking.
Can you tell me anything about the truck?
Yeah, no, I just remembered the man in it.
It looked like a wireless truck, but it didn't have any aerial. There were those big double wheels on the back, and a number 44 on the door, and a red and blue square on one side. And the tailboard had some letters. JB, I think. And on the front bumper there was BAT, CPM.
Battery C prime mover. Anything else, Kenneth?
Not that I can think of, sir.
No, sir.
How old do you think the driver was, Linda?
Oh, 26.
You seem very sure. Did you ask him?
No, sir. But he looked about my father's age, and Daddy's 26. I heard him say so. Thank
you, Linda. You too, Ken. You've been very helpful. When you come to London, I'll see to it that you're shown through the yard. You'll like that, I'm sure, eh?
Inspector Thompson sought out his colleague Stark at Scotland Yard.
I've got good descriptions. The truck and the driver. How about you, old man?
Laundry mark in the handkerchief. Print on gas mask container, that's all. Anybody seen them in the truck?
A man and a woman. About a mile apart, along the line from the school towards where they were found.
Any numbers in the truck?
Battery, regiment, and division insignia.
That laundry mark's going through the mill. H2503 has been checked in every laundry in the county of Buckingham.
Good. I'll get onto Army intelligence. We'll find that truck, the outfit that uses it, and the man who drives it. A leaky axle drips oil, does it? We'll see about that.
Well, that handkerchief can be seen today in the Black Museum. Now it was routine, except for the unforgettable sight of leaf-shrouded bodies in the wood. The mechanics of tracing a laundry marker, routine. The preservation of plaster casts of tire marks, that's routine, grim routine, with an inevitability about it. Pursuing the routine, Inspector Thompson called Army intelligence and spoke with a colonel whose main function was liaison with the civilian police.
Those are the details, Colonel.
Well, I have it all down. Large number 44, red and blue square, JB on the tailboard.
Yes.
Battery C, PM on the front bumper.
That's it.
Sounds like one of those Fords and 6x6s we can get for our field artillery. I'll call you back, Inspector.
Thank you.
Like war, crime detection is largely a matter of waiting for information, waiting for results when the wanted alarms are sent out, waiting for a suspect to appear at a certain place. And now Thompson and Stark waited for answers to their inquiries. In a matter of hours, the answers began to come in.
There's a report on the laundry mark, Thompson. Ties in with a series given an army outfit stationed about 5 miles outside of Penn Village.
It begins to fit.
Patiently, grimly, the two men went on waiting. Once again, the telephone.
Inspector Thompson here.
Colonel Gardner, Inspector. I have your information.
Here he comes, Stark. Good. Go ahead, Colonel.
That truck apparently belongs to the 44th Battalion Devonshire Blues. A Battery C prime mover.
Where is that outfit, sir?
They've been in camp 5 miles outside Penn Village. They've just been moved to Yoxford on the south coast for further field training.
Thank you, Colonel.
Shall I advise the CO down there to expect you?
If you would. It should take us about 2 hours.
You move fast, don't you? I'll tell him. And good hunting. Hope to get you, man.
Thank you again, sir. If he's still with that outfit, we'll get him. If he's still alive, we'll get him. Yoxford, Stark. Get a car and a driver. We're going to the country.
Traffic was light and gasoline-rationed England. Some 2 hours later, Thompson and Stark conferred with the major commanding the battalion.
Yes, we do have a prime mover with a leaky axle, gentlemen. As a matter of fact, it's in the shed just outside. May we see it, Major? Yes, of course. This way.
I have the tire cast, Stark. Good.
Well, our accommodations are still a bit primitive. No proper garage facilities. We just moved into this setup day before yesterday.
We understand, Major. You've been having much trouble with that truck?
Oh, yes. A few days ago, just before we broke camp near Penn, that's over in Buckinghamshire.
Yes, we know the place.
We released the truck to the maintenance depot. Apparently, there isn't much they can do with it. The main differential is a problem. Well, there we are.
JB on the tailboard.
Have a look at the inside, will you? I'll take the tires and the markings. Check. 44 on the door, yes. Big enough, but I could hardly miss it. Red and blue square.
Our battery shoulder patch, Inspector.
Yes, I thought so. Markings all checked. Let me see now. The tires.
Fallen in here, Thompson.
Yes, tires checked with the cast stock.
Well, we expected that. Here's something on the tarpaulin. What do you make of these stains?
Want to guess, old man?
Well, your guess is as good as mine, and it'll be confirmed by pathology.
Blood. I think we're through here, Major. May we go back to your office, please?
Blood on the tarpaulin, crumpled up and tossed into a corner of the truck.
I don't think they were killed here, do you?
No. Chances are against that. No blood around here.
But blood on the tarpaulin in the truck. The two detectives and the major went back to the orderly room.
I think we'd better see the driver of that truck, Major.
Oh, yes, of course. Sergeant Carroll. Do you know who drives the prime mover for Battery C?
That'll be Driscoll, sir.
Oh, where is he now?
I expect he's in the battery day room, sir.
Bring him over, will you? With his gear, duffel bag, the whole outfit.
Yes, sir.
The sergeant turned and left. The major, with Thompson and Stark, waited silently, each busy with his own thoughts.
An army is a cross-section of the population, they say. If this Driscoll did this thing, part of that cross-section, I suppose.
That blood stain. I hope there's enough for pathology to type it.
Laundry marks. His shirts and underwear all have the same mark as the handkerchief. If he's the man.
In the day room of Battery C, the situation was normal. The sergeant walked in without attracting too much attention.
Oh, here you are, Driscoll.
What's up, Sarge?
You are. Major wants you.
Well, what's wrong now?
He didn't tell me. Let's get over to quarters first.
Well, what for?
Major wants to see your gear. All of it.
Oh.
Let's go.
Was the waiting over? Out of the seeming anonymity of the army, had they found their man, and so quickly?
In my office, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Oh! Come in, Driscoll, Major.
Thank you, Sergeant. Dismiss. At ease, Driscoll.
Thank you, sir.
This is Inspector Thompson and Inspector Stark, Scotland Yard. They have some questions, Driscoll. Answer them.
I'll try, sir.
Well, he's all yours, gentlemen.
May I examine your duffel bag, Driscoll?
Of course, sir.
Your blouse is rather wet, isn't it?
Caught in the rain, sir.
Must have been quite a rain to go through the pockets like this.
It was, sir.
You're sure you didn't wash it yourself and pack it before it was dried?
No, sir. It was the rain, sir.
How do you explain this shirt? The cuffs cut off like this.
Came back from the laundry with the cuffs all frayed. I cut them off. Only used a shirt round the truck, sir.
I see. Driscoll, does this handkerchief look familiar to you?
Like any other handkerchief, Inspector?
Thompson, the laundry marks. Here, collar of the shirt.
I see it.
We'll try again, Driscoll. Look at the laundry marks on the shirt and on the handkerchief. Seems to be yours, doesn't it?
I wouldn't know about laundry marks.
They're identical, aren't they?
Have you had a handkerchief like this recently?
All the army issue is the same, sir. We get a lot of trouble getting things back from the laundry. Someone else could have had this handkerchief.
Rather a careless laundry, Driscoll.
Sorry, sir. Yes, sir.
Have a look at this tarpaulin, Driscoll.
Yes, sir.
What's your guess about those stains?
Grease, sir.
That shape? That color?
Might be blood, sir.
This tarpaulin comes from your truck, Driscoll.
I never saw the stain, sir. Might be someone swapped this one for mine.
Driscoll, where were you on the 19th? 3 days ago.
Maintenance depot. Repairs. Leaky axle.
Did they repair it?
Well, they couldn't. Not in the time we had before we moved down here.
I see. Anything else, Stark?
Not at the moment.
Major, we'd appreciate it if you'd hold this man under escort. There are still a few inquiries to be made.
Yes, of course, Inspector.
Oh, Sergeant, in here, please.
There were still the loose ends on identification on the laundry problem. Driscoll wore horn-rimmed glasses. Inspector Thompson asked some more questions.
I see, Corporal. He wore army issue and suddenly he bought himself the horn frame. You joked with him about it, and he didn't like it. Grew angry, did he?
Inspector Stark visited the regimental laundry depot.
No complaints from Gunner Driscoll about losing things for him. Never tore or frayed his shirts. I see. Thank you.
Stark stayed with the shirt. A battery mate of Driscoll's had noticed the missing cuffs.
The night you rolled in here, you noticed the cuffs missing. That was the night of the 20th. Very good.
Inspector Thompson turned up an interesting item.
Say that again, Sergeant.
Night we came in here, we heard about those two in the woods. We were shooting the breeze about it in the day room. All at once, Driscoll looks around and says, 10 to 1, there's a murderer in here, that's what.
And once again, a telephone.
Yes? Oh, it's for you, Inspector.
Thank you, Major. Inspector Thompson speaking. He did? I see. It's been checked at criminal records. Good. Very good. Yes, of course I wanted the word at once. Thank you very much.
They found something?
The crew we left at Penn turned up the second gas mask container. Metal, this one. Had a print on it. They checked in criminal records. The fingerprint belongs to an Oscar Driscoll. Served a term 8 years ago for molesting and impairing the morals of a minor. Oscar Driscoll, you're under arrest. The charge is willful murder of Kathy Hart and Doris Lyons on the afternoon of October the 19th.
Well, that handkerchief can be seen today in the Black Museum. The defense, of course, was insanity. The defense tried to prove that Driscoll suffered from schizophrenia, split personality, that he had no recollection of what he'd done and therefore no legal responsibility. The jury brought in its verdict, and finally, this man died at the hands of the public executioner. There was apparently no doubt in the minds of the jury that this man had known and planned exactly what he'd done. At any rate, the khaki handkerchief remains in its usual place in Scotland Yard in the Black Museum. And now, until next time, till we meet again in the same place, and I tell you another story of the Black Museum, I remain as always obediently yours. This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum, a repository of death, a repertorium of violence. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames which houses Scotland Yard is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a teacup and its saucer, a lady's parasol, a surveyor's chain, all are touched by murder. Now you take this lady's shoe. It's a familiar object, high of heel, neat cross straps, dainty design on the toe, an excellent sample of the art of the modern bootmaker.
Like my new shoes, Henry?
Lovely, my dear. Shows off your instep perfectly. And the way it breaks away from the curve of your arch. Enticing. Definitely enticing, my dear.
Henry, you're impossible. And I love it.
A nice couple talking about a pair of shoes. You'll hear more about that couple and more about the shoes. One of those shoes, by the way, is to be found today in the Black Museum.
From the annals
annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
Black Museum, Scotland Yard's mausoleum of murder. Here lies death. Yep, entombed neatly with printed labels, with records of names, places, times, each white card a kind of tombstone. Very interesting collection in this museum. Here, there's a gardener's clippers. If you have a hedge around your property, you own one, long, sharp, triangular blades. They're fine for clipping boxwood. Fine, too, it was learned, for clipping jugular veins. And here's a true weapon, a revolver, a lady's gun. This little .22. But the lady who used this one summer evening made very sure of her victim. She coated the tiny bullets with cyanide. Yes, and the shoe. Oh, there are a pair of them, of course. Charming, delightful. That's the type of fragile footwear a lady of some means would be expected to own. Elizabeth Marlowe was just such a lady. And she bought the shoes to please Henry Higley, who had persuaded her that her age of nearly 40 was not too old for marriage. And she wore them as she drove through the stormy night, which marked the beginning of her honeymoon.
The storm seems to be getting worse, Henry, darling.
Don't worry, my dear. Here's the inn. The light's just ahead.
Too bad the house wasn't ready for us tonight.
Our first night in our own house?
I'd have loved it, dear. It's so charming, so Elizabethan, from half timbers to the moat. Imagine a house with a moat.
I wanted something Elizabethan, darling. After all, it'll be a setting for my Elizabeth.
Gay, happy conversation, honeymoon talk. In spite of the rain pouring over the windshield. In spite of the dramatic lightning and the rolling thunder. Henry helped Elizabeth out of the worst of the rain, handed her a fine little terrier named Patsy, which Elizabeth had insisted on bringing with her, and then knocked on the door of Webley's Inn.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Come in, please.
I'm Henry Higley. This is my wife. You're...
Martha Webley. I've given you up, what with the weather and all. We wouldn't have missed this for the world, Mrs. Webley. The storm. Well, it's almost romantic. Oh, the little dog. Oh, isn't he sweet?
Are our rooms ready, Mrs. Webley?
Oh, of course. And a fire going against the storm. Oh, and may I take the opportunity, ma'am, sir, of wishing you all the happiness?
The Higleys stayed at the Webley Inn for several weeks until the house was ready. The Elizabethan house with the half timbers and the moat standing on the edge of the moor. As Martha Webley put it,
they were so happy. Middle-aged, but happy as kids.
If laughter and enjoyment of simple things is happiness, then Henry and Elizabeth knew happiness. They drove over to their house each day and each evening. They discussed its progress.
Would you like the moat drained, dear?
But the water is part of it. Without the water, it would be just a ditch.
I thought perhaps you'd like to make a rose garden out of it.
But there was a garden at the rear of the house, so the water stayed in the moat. The mock drawbridge was always down, and very soon Henry carried Elizabeth across the bridge and into their home.
Home at last.
It's going to be wonderful, dear.
Glad you bought the place?
We bought it, darling.
With your money, sweet.
What's mine is yours. Ours, darling, always. Now, come along upstairs.
There's always a lot to do in a 10-room house. Nobody with any sense tries to run a place of that size without help. So Henry, with Elizabeth's approval, interviewed several local young ladies.
What's your name, young woman?
June Godwin, sir. And here's my reference.
Yes, I see. Upstairs maid, also a parlour maid. Any cooking?
just plain cooking, sir.
My wife and I are plain people. We thought we'd try to get along without a regular cook, for a while at least.
I'll do my best, sir.
I'm sure you will.
Then I'm hard, Mr. Wrigley?
Why not? You've a good reference. That'll please your mistress, and you've your share of good looks. That pleases me.
So that was the way the wind blew, was it? And so soon after the wedding. Well. Little June Godwin went about her business, dismissing the remark as the pleasantry of a new employer who wanted her to feel at home. Now Henry established the custom in that household of giving his wife her breakfast in bed. June prepared the tray and took it upstairs. She'd been doing this for about a week.
My, don't we look fresh and neat and beautiful this morning?
Mr. Higley, please, sir. Don't.
Shy, are you, eh? With those eyes and that figure. Come here, little one.
No, sir. Please.
What do the boys hereabouts think of you?
I wouldn't know, sir. If you'll excuse me, sir, I'll take the tray to Mrs. Higley.
Handled herself well, didn't she, for a country girl? There's no nonsense about June Godwin. She needed the job. She was a loyal girl, loyal to her mistress and to herself in a way. Maybe that's why she spoke as she did. She deposited the breakfast tray in Elizabeth Higley's bedroom.
Ma'am, if I can speak to you a minute.
Of course, June. What's the trouble?
It's about Mr. Higley, ma'am.
Oh?
Well, ma'am, it's not that I'm giving my notice or anything, but I'm a nice girl, ma'am.
Of course you are.
Mr. Higley, ma'am, he tried to take privileges this morning.
Perhaps you'd better try to
June finally managed to tell her mistress the brief details. Elizabeth was hardly pleased, but she showed nothing of her feelings to Henry, at least on that score. Of course, there may have been something more than a slight edge to her tone later that day, as she said to him,
"There's a notice from the bank, Henry. It says my account is overdrawn."
Oh? How much?
Almost £300. This never happened to me before I added your signature to the account.
Oh, but there was plenty there.
I know. But there's a cheque here which I thought was for £30, and it turns out to be for £300.
But I thought I told you, darling, it was £300. In any case, dear, your dividends are due in a few days, so let's not worry about it.
A simple explanation, and very smooth. Just the type of explanation an infatuated woman can be expected to accept. But for Elizabeth, the infatuation and the honeymoon were over. They came to an abrupt end about a week later.
June, little June, I want to see you a moment.
Can it wait till morning, Mr. Higley? Please.
Impossible. I must see you now.
I can't let you in. I'm in bed. I'm not dressed.
That doesn't matter. Let me in, June. I have to talk to you now. I'll use my master key.
Oh.
Open up and let me in. Shut up, you little fool. Open the door. All right, but we'll settle this, and soon.
What's wrong, June? Are you ill?
Oh, Mrs. Higley. Oh, Mrs. Higley, I'm so frightened.
I understand, June. It was my husband. Again. Wasn't it?
The end of the honeymoon. It came quickly after that. Elizabeth said simply,
Henry, I'm leaving you. I'm going to London to talk with my lawyer.
After your talk with him, you'll change your mind. Taking a servant's word against mine. Really, my dear. What train are you making? I'll drive you into town.
A little while later, Henry dropped into the kitchen and told June quite coolly,
I'm driving Mrs. Higley into the station. She's going up to London. I'll pick her up on the 9:45 tonight when she comes back.
At 9:15 that night, Henry told the servant girl,
I'm going in to pick up Mrs. Higley. We should be back a little after 10.
And at 10:15, Henry came back.
Funny. Mrs. Higley wasn't at the station. She must have missed the train and decided to stay in town for the night.
And then the next day,
I've had a letter from Mrs. Higley. She's staying with relatives in London for a few days. Nothing to worry about.
But June did worry. And she took her worries to her mother.
I'm sure he's lying, Mums. I'm sure of it.
Now, Junie, don't be excitable.
I'm not, Mums. I'm not. He told me he was going to the station to call for her, but I didn't hear the car.
Perhaps you weren't paying attention.
He said he had a letter, and the postman never called that morning. And last night he tried to get into my room again. I won't go back, Mums. Now I'm home again, I won't go back.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment.
This was gossip. Oh, yes, gossip indeed. But Mrs. Goodwin restrained herself for a while. After all, there was only one other person in the village who knew the Higleys. That was Mrs. Webley at the inn. Yes, Mrs. Webley.
Now, what's all that? Why, it's the Higley dog. Patsy. Oh, here, Patsy. What's the trouble, doggy? Miss your mistress, is that it? Do you miss your mistress?
The shoe, by the way, reposes today in an honored position in the Black Museum. A dog howls at the back door and whines with fear. Then it wags its tail and snuffles in appreciation of a pat on the head. But mention its mistress, and the howling begins again. Is this a clue to a possible crime? Certainly it'd have no meaning in a court of law. Clever defense counsel would have it stricken from the records within minutes. But it would have meaning among plain people who are sensitive to many of the laws of nature.
Another cup of tea, Mrs. Godwin.
No, thank you, Mrs. Webley.
June, dearie?
I couldn't touch a thing. I'm so upset about the poor little dog.
Oh, she's all right. I'm sure
But you said you called the moat house, and he came for the dog right away.
Oh, I doubt he'll hurt the little animal.
Has other things on his mind he has with that one working for him.
That Muriel, you mean?
Exactly. And glad I am that my June up and left him when she did. Have you seen or heard of Mrs. Higley, dear?
Not a word. No sign. But then, maybe she knows about that Muriel.
3 people knew about that Muriel by now. A new hired girl at Henry Higley's house. And before very long, others would know. But this held no foreboding for Henry Higley. Now for that Muriel.
Now, Mr. Higley, you mustn't.
Why not, my dear? Who's to know except you and me?
Oh, Mr. Higley, how you do go on. Oh, Mr. Higley.
Give us a kiss, pretty one. But never say I told you it went with the job.
Oh, well, just one.
Muriel, when are you going to stop calling me Mr. Higley, eh?
A kind of mean paradise surrounded by a moat filled with water, reached by a mock drawbridge which was never raised. And into that pseudo-idyllic setting, across that bridge, there strode a caller. He rang the doorbell.
Yes, sir?
Is Mr. Higley at home?
Who might be calling, sir?
Inspector Sterrett, Scotland Yard.
3 people knew, and soon many more. Word spread, the police evinced some interest. The inspector called and was invited in. He was offered a drink, tea. He refused politely.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Higley. No, I've only a short while. May I ask the whereabouts of Mrs. Higley?
Of course you may ask. As far as I know, she's staying with friends in London. I have some letters if you can't see them.
Oh, we'll take your word for it, Mr. Higley. But there's been some talk, ugly rumors, you understand, I'm sure.
Yes, I had to discharge a servant girl.
We were given to understand she left of her own accord.
Not at all. The girl seemed a trifle hard of hearing. Couldn't hear my car on the driveway. Missed the postman's whistle constantly.
I see. And then there's the little dog. Seems to have been howling a bit.
Oh, if you look out of the window there in the back garden, eh? Seems quite contented, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. Well, thank you very much for the courtesy.
The inspector took his leave. When the door closed behind him, Henry Higley did some thinking. The next day, he spoke to Muriel.
How would you like to take a trip with me, Muriel?
Oh, you mean close up the house?
Why not?
I'm not sure I want to go away. Oh, you're a sweet man, Henry, but I live here.
You've no idea how we could live, what fun we could have. I can draw all the cash from the banks in 10 and 25-pound notes, so it wouldn't take too much room. And we could have a time in London, a real time. I'd buy some...
So Henry planned a little trip. And he took the trip. Oddly enough, Muriel didn't go along. A permanent tie was not in her plans at the moment. She stayed behind in the house with a little dog for company. All was quiet after Henry went away. Quiet, yes. Inactive? Oh, no.
Tell me, Mr. Marlowe, when did you last hear from your sister?
Elizabeth wrote us just after she moved into the house with her husband. I'm afraid we never answered her. The family disapproved of Higley, you see.
Oh, any particular reason?
Well, he was penniless. Elizabeth, as you probably know, has a nice income from quite a bit of capital. She bought the house, you see.
Yes, we heard about that. That's one reason we sought you out, Mr. Marlowe.
Are you intimating the possibility of trouble, Inspector?
There's always the possibility when a grown person disappears without a trace. And there have been rumors and a few odd coincidences. In any case, we checked the bank. The manager showed us these papers.
Oh, what are they?
A deed transfer giving full title to the house and property to Henry Higley. Is this your sister's signature, Mr. Marlowe?
Oh, let me see. I need my glasses, I'm afraid. Now then... Oh, strange. Looks like hers. But has she suddenly grown old? It wavers so. There, for instance. The L and the W and the Marlowe. Elizabeth Marlowe Higley. Inspector, I want to compare it with her letters. But I think I can say with reasonable certainty that this is not my sister's signature.
Thank you, Mr. Marlowe. Thank you. To all stations, alert for one Henry Higley, wanted for forgery. Notify all banks. The following serial numbers are of 25-pound notes connected with forgery case. Appearance of any of these notes to be called to the attention of the local police at once in the usual manner.
At long last, the hunt was on. The charge pending. Forgery. The days passed. Nothing was reported, though an occasional banknote with a proper serial number did turn up in the ordinary course of business. Patiently, the places where the notes appeared were charted.
First Ramsgate, then Dover. A week later, Folkestone. I imagine we'll find he spent a few days in Paris. After that, Kingston. I expect we'll be hearing from London itself shortly.
From London itself.
How long does it take to change a mere 25 pounds? One would think the Bank of England had that much cash in small denominations lying about.
Beg pardon, sir. Are you the gentleman wanted to change this note?
I am.
Would you mind stepping this way for a moment, sir?
I'm rather in a hurry. Is something the matter with it?
With the note? No. My credentials, sir.
I see. Detective Inspector Andrews.
And you, sir?
Higley. Henry Higley. Why all the mystery, Inspector?
I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to come with us, sir. You see, the serial number of this banknote and several others have been published in a small matter of forgery.
Forgery? What's that to do with me?
I'm sure you had nothing to do with it, Mr. Higley, and that you will be most anxious to cooperate with the police. This way, sir, if you don't mind.
Henry did mind. His sense of cooperation became stunted quite suddenly. He found very little to tell Inspector Sterrett and Andrews.
Of course I drew the money. It was a joint account. I had a right to.
And what is your explanation of the transfer of the house?
There's none I can give you now. When Elizabeth returns...
Where is your wife, Higley?
She didn't say. Just staying with friends.
Any reason for that?
We had a quarrel, a lover's quarrel. She'll get over it when she comes back.
You seem very certain she will come back.
Have you any reason, Inspector, to doubt that she will?
No, not at the moment, nor any reason to doubt that you will be here awaiting her.
Do you mean to say you're thinking of holding me on charges?
Frankly, we are. You see, Higley, we did a little routine checking. We found that you'd been arrested 3 times, convicted once. In each case, the charge was swindling women who were old enough to know better. So we are holding you, Higley. And the charge is forgery.
Now, the direction of the search changed somewhat. Henry Higley was safe, and he'd remain so until Elizabeth Marlowe Higley was found.
There's no right to take the house apart like this. Mr. Higley will...
I'm sorry, my girl. We have a warrant.
I don't understand, sir. What are you looking for?
Not what, my girl. Whom? We're looking for Mrs. Higley.
In the cupboards and under the floor and... No. Oh, it isn't true. It isn't. She went away.
They took the house apart and put it back together again. Nothing. They dragged the moat around the house. Nothing. Then they drained it.
There it is, Sterrett. Dry as it ever will be, and nothing. Not a sign.
Mud looks mighty deep.
It's a quagmire down there. Watch this. Takes that stone as if it were nothing. He couldn't have thrown a body that far out, and there's no sign of anything on the sides.
He might have waded out, Andrews. The water wasn't particularly deep.
He'd have gone in up to his waist if he'd tried that. You know, it takes good soil to make mud like that.
Yes, I noticed. Funny the way they let the garden go to seed.
Oh, it's not too bad. Except for that patch of stunted bush over there, where the dog's lying.
Yes, let's have a look at that, shall we?
You never quit, do you, Sterrett?
Human beings can't disappear without a trace. They just don't, that's all. Oh, that's a good dog. There we are. There. These aren't stunted, Andrews. These are new plantings.
You're right. Look here, the whole area, straight to the moat. This earth was turned, and fairly recently, at least 10 yards of it.
That's a ditch, Andrews, a ditch that has been filled in. I think maybe we ought to start digging hereabouts. 8 hours now, and still nothing.
There'll be nothing. Another good idea gone wrong. Shall I tell the men to stop?
Yes, you may as well.
Sterrett, that dog. She's found something.
Yes, something she's recognized. Get those lights over here, man.
All right, they're coming up here. All right, okay, come on here.
All right, you can start digging again, but carefully now. All around that spot. It's pretty obvious, Andrews. There's a body attached to that lady's shoe.
And as I told you at the beginning of this story, that shoe reposes today in an honored position in the Black Museum. The medical examiner swore that a .32 caliber bullet had killed Elizabeth Marlowe. The ballistics expert testified the bullet had come from the gun in Henry Higley's possession the day of his arrest in the Bank of England. Another expert adjusted the noose, placed the white hood over Higley's head, heard the man whisper the admission of his guilt, and sprang the trap. Martha Webley has Patsy now, and the little dog enjoys the fields around Webley's Inn. A fit reward, I think you'll agree, for the faithfulness which brought her mistress's killer to final justice. And as I told you, the dainty shoe remains in its customary position in that big stone building on the Thames in Scotland Yard in the Black Museum. Now, until next time, until another story about the Black Museum, I remain as always obediently yours.
This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide. A warehouse where everyday objects, a phonograph record, a desk pad, a flashlight, all are touched by murder. And here's a leather bag. That's a familiar object. A doctor carries a bag like this, or a bank messenger, or a payroll clerk. Neat, compact, light. Not the kind of thing to carry the weight of death.
You know, Sergeant, I like to think of all our cases as wrapped up neatly in a bag, like this.
One package. I know what you mean, Inspector.
This case now, it should have been open and shut. Like that.
Today, that leather bag can be seen in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum. In just a moment, you will hear The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles. Now, The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
Here we are. Here we are in the Black Museum, Scotland Yard's mausoleum of murder. It's by now a familiar place, at least to me. The vaulted ceiling with its sinister shadows, the stone floor, the endless shelves, the wooden cabinets, all familiar, all dedicated to the memory of murder. Here lies death. Dormant now. Silence. But still death. Mysterious, though carefully identified by the plain white labels. Repelling, though fascinating. The means to murder, arranged on exhibition. There's a symbol, created with skill for the rhythm of dancing, the sound of revelry. One fingerprint on this spun brass, and from it, the web was spun which brought a killer to his just and proper end. A revolver designed for death. Have you ever heard of Russian roulette or death by chance? There was no chance in the game where this revolver was used. The victim was picked. The murder was deliberate. The leather bag. Part of a puzzle. A jigsaw puzzle involving life and death and greed, which was never quite completed. A puzzle which began in the railroad yard at Almouth in the coal district around Newcastle.
You'll get used to this way of doing things after a bit, Jimmy.
Hey, I like the work, though. Yardman and all. Only I keep wondering where the trains come from and where they're going.
You'll get over that, my boy, when you're coupled and uncoupled as many cars as I have. It'll be just routine. Train comes into the yard, like this one. Climb aboard, check the carriages, each compartment, like we're doing now. Then break it up, reassemble, have it on its way again. Here now. What's all this?
Looks like paint to me.
Somebody spilled something on the carpet. Left what it is under the seat here. Yeah. Ain't that pretty? Have a look, Jimmy. It's a man. Dead. I've seen enough dead ones in the war to know about that. This is for the police. Murdered. Sure enough. His hat's here. Don't touch anything. This is for the police, like I said.
The elder yardsman left his helper on guard and found his way to the nearest call box. Shortly after, uniformed constables took over, and within minutes, Inspector Hunt and Sergeant Lewis were on the spot.
Broken spectacles, Inspector, and the man's hat. Name, Warren King on the band.
Any other identification?
Passed to the premises of the Bannister Colliery.
Worked for the mine company.
And a return ticket to Newcastle.
Yes, he won't be needing that with 5 bullet holes in his head. Well, nothing else here, but we'd better broadcast the information we have on him. Someone on the train may have seen him with someone else. Usual routine.
The steady, inexorable routine of the police. Notify the employer, the next of kin. Advise the newspapers and the BBC. Request information.
It's on the 9 o'clock news broadcast, Inspector, and I have a bit of information which may be of value.
Oh, what is it, Mr. Rowley?
I saw King with another man in the station at Newcastle yesterday morning.
You're certain it was Warren King?
I've known him for years. Not well, but well enough to have seen him socially occasionally. I saw him with his little leather bag just as we went through the gate for the Almouth train.
Leather bag?
Why, yes. Friday's payday at the Bannister mine. King was payroll clerk. He always drew the cash to pay off the men and took it down to Almouth himself.
Oh, and the man with him. Did you get a good look?
No one I knew, but I did have a good look at him. On the tall side. Brown suit, blondish hair, quite well built. I should judge he was about 35 years old, weighs about 180 pounds.
You got that description taken down, Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Good. We'll have an all-station alarm on him and broadcast the description. It can't hurt at this stage of the game. Mr. Roney, would you...
Another step in the routine, another broadcast description. Wanted for questioning concerning the shooting on the Newcastle Almouth local. And now, of course, the rumors came in.
I saw him. On a bus it was. The exact description, even the brown suit. And he looked guilty, if you ask me.
In a pub it was, on High Street, talking to the bartender, flashing a roll the size of your fist. I'd know him again in a minute.
He was sitting across from me on the train, right in the same compartment. Me in the same compartment, that close to a murderer.
Of course, none of them had the right man. One person had a real lead, though. A woman friend of Warren King's.
I'd seen Warren occasionally. Nothing important, just platonic. But he did take me out, and I came to know some of his friends.
Maybe you have their names, please, miss?
As far as I know them. Fred only was one.
Yes, he's been in to see us.
Oh? Then there was Larry Jones and Joe Evans. He's the important one.
Why, especially?
Because he fits the description perfectly. Snappy dresser. Played the ponies, too, I think.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he offered to put down £1 or £2 for me occasionally.
Then you have his address?
Yes, I have. It's over Waddington Way.
Sergeant Lewis drove over to the address mentioned for one Joseph Evans. It was a polite inquiry.
Is there Joseph Evans lives here?
Why, yes, sir. 2nd floor front. You can go up. He's at home.
The sergeant climbed the stairs. All the usual questions came to mind. Was this another wild goose chase? How will this Evans behave? Need I expect trouble? The sergeant knocked on the door of the 2nd floor in front.
Yes? Mr. Evans? That's right. I'm Sergeant Lewis, CID. My credentials.
Oh, come in, Sergeant. I must say I've been expecting someone from your division. Oh, sit down.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you? It's about Warren King, isn't it?
As a matter of fact,
Oh, it was rather a shock reading about him in the paper, then all the wireless broadcasts. You see, I was on that same train. Spoke with him on the platform, as a matter of fact. Run into him as we both fought on.
Rather a disarming fellow, this Evans. Eager to discuss the whole case, but none too helpful, however. As Sergeant Lewis reported.
The man fits the description we broadcast, Inspector. He states, here, he put it down in writing. We talked briefly, Warren and I, then he went on to the first car while I stayed at the rear of the train. I was on my way to see Campbell of Blue Colliery. But I was into my paper so deeply. I'm a racing fan, and it was Grand National Day that I rode past Stannington, my station, and didn't quite realize it until the train lapsed at the curve outside of Morpeth. I got off at Morpeth and paid the extra fare.
Does that check?
Yes, sir. The ticket inspector at Morpeth remembers him.
What about Campbell, this man at the colliery?
I haven't been able to get him yet. He was in the shaft all morning.
Well, it might be just as well, Sergeant, if you took the train down there and saw Mr. Campbell personally. One never knows what there is.
The Blue Colliery was no different than any other local coal mine in the area. Same black tipple, same cage, same coal dust. Mr. Campbell was the engineer in charge.
What's that, police, you say?
The CID Newcastle, sir. We're making inquiries concerning a Joseph Evans.
I know the man. What about him?
Did he have business with you this past Friday?
Not that I know of.
He says he was on his way down here to see you.
He never got here.
Were you expecting him? Were such visits a part of his regular schedule?
I was not expecting the man. He's a free agent. Comes and goes without hindrance. I've no control over his doing.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell.
Was this a discrepancy in Evans' story? After all, he hadn't said that Campbell was expecting him.
If you don't mind, Mr. Evans, Inspector Hunt would like to ask you a few more questions at headquarters.
Evans was quite eager to cooperate. He went along with the sergeant while he was at headquarters.
Mr. Evans is quite probably furious by now. Held at the station, waiting for you, Inspector.
Yeah, no doubt. The place doesn't yield very much, does it?
Just the pawn ticket so far. Not unusual for a racing fan to have such things in his flat.
No, rather run-of-the-mill. We'll check them now.
One of the constables says you want me.
You run this building?
Run it and own it.
I see. Would you mind telling us whether Mr. Evans was regular with his rent?
Oh, he is now. He paid the 3 months he owed me last Saturday.
And a man carrying a missing payroll was killed on Friday. Or did Joseph Evans make his killing on the Grand National? This would come out eventually, the inspector believed. For the present, the question of legal identification was paramount.
There will be 9 men in the room, Mr. Onip. All of the same description, approximately, as the man you told us you saw with Mr. King on Friday. We'll ask you to pick out that man if he's present.
I'll do my best, Inspector.
Well, Mr. Onip?
Turn up from the left. That's the man I saw with Warren King.
That's the man we're holding. One question, sir. Did you see him enter the same car as Mr. King?
No, sir. I looked away for a moment. When I glanced that way again, they'd both disappeared. I assumed they were riding on a train together.
Thank you, Mr. Onip.
The identification parade had yielded some result. Yet all the time, the answer to the riddle lay in the plain leather traveling bag. Yes, that same bag which you can see today in the Black Museum.
In just a moment, we will continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles. And now we continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
Wasn't too much to go on as yet. Motive, opportunity, knowledge of the contents of the leather bag, and an identification. Nevertheless, the police felt that they had to take action.
We are holding you, Evans. You'll be formally arraigned in the morning and charged with willful murder.
Evans seemed shocked, but made the best of a bad job.
I understand, Inspector. But I didn't kill him. That's the truth of it. I didn't kill him.
In the meanwhile, some miles from Newcastle, a routine inspection was taking place at the bottom of the shaft of the Bannister mine.
Oh, why all this sudden interest in number 3? Hasn't been worked in years. Oh, these timbers seem sound enough.
Company's expecting to open up here again. All this defense effort and so on. The shoring does seem all right. Let's get along.
Right. This gives me the creeps. Hello. What's this? Shine the lamp over this way a moment, Marty.
There you are. Oh, what's this done here?
Looks like a paymaster's bag, don't it?
Let's have a look inside. Nothing in it but a few coppers.
I'm thinking we'd do best to report this to the front office. What with old King getting himself done in and all.
Yes, you would do best to report this to the front office, gentlemen. You had no business opening that bag in the first place. The front office will turn the bag over to the police. Inspector Hunt and Sergeant Lewis will take it from there.
Chances are it is King's bag. It won't be too difficult to get it identified.
It's a long way from Marcus to number 3 shaft at Bannister.
Yes, I was thinking exactly that. What train did Evans say he took back to Newcastle?
The 11:52.
Well, it's mathematics and conjecture now, Sergeant. Did Evans have time to get to that shaft and back to Morpeth before 11:52?
I have the timetable and the road map, sir. I'll figure it.
Good. Sergeant, how do you feel about the trial?
None too easy, sir. You, sir?
Well, frankly, I'd feel a lot better if we had the gun and could tie it to Evans. Too many loose ends in this one, Sergeant. Uncomfortable.
Joseph Evans was none too comfortable himself, nor was his defending counsel. They had the usual conferences in the lawyer's room of the prison where Evans was held, pending the trial.
All right, man. You've admitted you spoke with King on the station platform. What then?
Well, he went on about his business. Said something about the forward part of the train being closer to his exit gate at Olmouth. I went to the rear. For the same reason. The exit is at the rear at Stannington.
But you didn't get off at Stannington.
I told the police I missed the station. I was studying the racing form for the Grand National. I had a bet to make.
Did you?
I did. And I won.
Worse luck. Then that's how you paid your back rent.
Exactly. And not even a bookie stub to prove it.
Once gambling has paid off in reverse. You win and you're in trouble. Can you find your bookie?
No, he's disappeared. No trace.
It's flimsy. But it would clean up part of what the Crown will claim was the motive. Look here, can't you possibly remember anyone who was in your compartment with you?
I wish I could. I was in first. Sat at the window, facing forward. Lost myself in the paper. I noticed no one.
Too bad no one noticed you. You haven't even a description?
Nothing. Everyone was noticing me, not the other way round.
King must have ridden alone with his murderer. No one seems to know anything about him or his trip, except that he was killed between Newcastle and Almouth. You worked for colliery too, didn't you?
That's right.
Then you knew that the wages are paid every second Friday.
Of course.
That's going to be hard to beat.
It's not good.
Your Mr. Campbell says he had no idea you were coming down.
I was. That's the truth.
You'd been there to see him before?
Several times.
Always on Fridays? If that was so, it'd help.
I would like to say that. I can't. Campbell wouldn't bear me out.
Oh, well. We'll keep at it. Looks like our only hope is someone who remembers seeing you in that last car. As I say, we'll keep at it.
It was a strange case. Everyone, prosecution as well as defense, seemed to be groping in the dark, making use of intangibles. People were observant, people were blind, people volunteered information, others stayed away, or didn't realize they were part of the evidence. The Crown built a fairly strong, circumstantial case.
I was present when identified. There is no question he was on that train that Friday morning.
He could have made it to the number 3 shaft, tossed the bag down, and made the 11:52 at Marcus. I tried it myself one morning. I managed it walking. The next day, I tried it from Stannington. It was impossible from there.
Yes, sir. They knew each other, Mr. King and Mr. Evans. They all went on dates together 3 or 4 times. I can't imagine them meeting and not riding together on the same train.
He's certainly having money trouble. I got no rent from him for 3 months. And all at once, he paid his due and a month in advance. The Saturday after this here murder.
Evans was there. The timing seemed to fit the evidence. The two men were friendly. Evans had plenty of motive for a payroll robbery. He took the stand in his own defense.
Then the truth, as you know it, and remember you're under oath, Mr. Evans, is that you did not ride with the deceased, and you did not either rob or kill him.
That is the exact truth, sir.
Thank you. Your witness.
Mr. Evans, you stated under direct examination that you worked for Blue Colliery.
Yes, sir.
Then you know it is the custom to take the payroll monies from the business offices of the mines at Newcastle to the mines themselves?
Well, that has been the custom for many years. I did it myself for a time some years back. But I always drew the cash from the bank at Morpeth to avoid carrying the cash all that distance.
But it still was the custom in most cases to bring the money from Newcastle, and you knew about it.
It was not my custom.
You knew it was that of others?
Oh, I never thought about it.
I submit, sir, that when you saw the leather bag the deceased was carrying, you realized its contents at once.
I never thought about that either. I had my mind on other things.
On your financial problem?
Among other things.
Which you hope to recoup by the Grand National Horse Race?
Well, one always hopes.
Isn't it possible your reason for going to see Mr. Campbell was to borrow money from him?
No.
What then? You must have had some good reason for this trip.
Well, it was in the line of business.
Will you state what line of business?
It was about some wages he was paying.
On that Friday?
I did not know if he paid on that Friday or the next one.
You were at the mine the week before?
I was.
Were the men paid that day?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Mr. Evans, are you familiar with firearms?
At one time I was a guard. I carried a revolver in those days.
Where is that revolver now?
I don't know.
Did you lose it? Or sell it? Or throw it away?
I gave it back to the company with my uniform when I became an inside worker.
Does the company own those firearms?
Yes.
You know where they're stored?
Yes, I do.
I ask you, Mr. Evans, did you take one of those revolvers with you on that Friday morning with intent to kill, use it against Mr. King, clean it and return it to its place before anyone noticed it was missing?
No, of course not. Why should I?
Can't you think of any good reason, Mr. Evans?
No, of course not.
I can think of several. Your financial problems, your intent to kill, even perhaps jealousy over Mr. King's attention to your mutual lady friend.
That is not so. There was nothing.
5 bullets were pumped into Mr. King's head. 1 would have been sufficient. This suggests the additional motive of revenge. Well, Mr. Evans?
I didn't kill him. I didn't. You can't make me say I did. I didn't do it. I didn't kill him. I didn't.
Joseph Evans was not a good witness under cross-examination. He admitted nothing. But the impression that he knew many things which were left unsaid was vivid even in the stenographic record of the trial. The jury retired after 3 days of listening to the evidence. 2.5 hours later, they returned. Joseph Evans rose in the prisoner's box and faced them. The clerk asked, had they reached a verdict?
We have.
What was their verdict?
Find the prisoner guilty.
No. I am innocent. I spoke the truth. I never touched him. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Who spoke the truth? The foreman of the jury or Evans? The only witness could never speak. And that witness, the leather bag, can be found today, as I've told you, in the Black Museum.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment. Now here in person is Orson Welles.
As the inspector said at the beginning of this tale, this case should have been open and shut. It was not. Still, Evans was found guilty by 12 men in a jury box, and he paid for the murder of Warren King at 8 o'clock one morning in Newcastle prison. Despite the missing witnesses on both sides, the people who shared the compartment of that last car at the fatal train, the people Evans claimed could have cleared him, the people who may have seen him in the death compartment several cars forward, the people who might have placed him at the actual scene of the crime. And despite that missing silent witness, the death weapon itself. And now, Joel, we meet next time in this same place, and I tell you another story about the Black Museum. I remain, as always, obediently yours.
The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles, is presented by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Radio Attractions. The program is written by Ara Marion, with original music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a magazine, a cigarette lighter, a student's lamp, a paperweight, all are touched by murder. Here's a letter. It's a familiar object, handwritten on a good bond paper. No imprint on the top, merely a date. A simple single initial for the signature.
Do you notice the same thing about this letter that I do, sir?
Rather a well-formed handwriting.
More than that. This letter was written by an educated person. A very well-educated person. But for what a purpose?
Well, today, that letter can be seen in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
And here we are, the Black Museum. Scotland Yard's Museum of Murder. Yes, interred in this place are countless memories, represented by the objects on these shelves in these cabinets. Memories of terror, horror in the night, of the ultimate cruelty between man and man, the killing of one human being by another. Yes, here lies death. In serried, endless ranks, pitiful instruments, not only guns and knives and poisons and the cords of the garroters, but the simple things, spoons and cups and even, yes, here, for instance, is a baby's pacifier, complete with the ivory ring. Horrible, isn't it? It was dropped in a bedroom. It led to a woman who was a nurse. Dropped in a bedroom. It took that woman up the 13 steps to a hangman's noose. Here's the letter. The letter I told you about. The letter of today's story. This one begins innocently enough in a bank. As a man steps to a teller's window.
The cash this for me, please. Do we not, sir? I have an account here. You can check the signature. Yes, sir. That'll take just a moment.
So normal, so much in the ordinary course of daily business. The cashier goes to the files, compares the signature on the check with that on file, returns to his wicket.
Everything seems to be in order, sir. How do you wish the money? 2 5s, the rest in £1 notes. Very well. There you are, sir. It's your account.
The customer counts the bills, nods that they come to the proper amount, and walks away out of the bank. A week or so later, in the office of the manager of that bank.
Of course, we understand how you feel, Mr. Holt. The cashier in question will be here in just a moment.
One would expect a bank to protect a depositor with more care. 3 forged checks, each one successively larger.
Apparently, the forger felt himself safer each time.
Apparently. If I hadn't requested my statement and the voucher ahead of time this month, this might have gone on almost indefinitely.
Mr. Holt drums his fingers angrily on the manager's desk. Both men sit silently, awaiting the arrival of the cashier.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes, Hollingsworth. Your initials are on these 3 vouchers. Do you remember the man who cashed these?
Yes, sir. Quiet sort. Very dark. Seemed on the tallish side.
Nothing at all like the gentleman sitting here.
Oh, not at all.
Ah, I see. Well, this gentleman is Mr. Holt.
But if I compare the signatures, sir, our usual routine. Is this a case for the police? Sir?
It certainly is. And I intend to see to it that the police find the perpetrator of this forgery.
Forgery. And apparently quite a clever job of it. After all, the cashier did compare the signatures, and the cashier was honest, no question about that. What then did Scotland Yard have to say about it?
May I ask, Mr. Holt, if you've written any letters recently to anyone you don't know?
I'm a solicitor, Inspector. I have a great deal of correspondence.
Of course. Let me ask you something else. Have you made any debt collections within, say, the past 6 weeks?
Well, now, let me think. Yes, there was that Mr. Arthur. He had a bit of a difficulty with Mr. Harris. Asked me to write a letter. A lawyer's letter, you understand, Inspector.
Yes, of course. Go on, sir.
I wrote the letter. Mr. Harris paid his debt at once. About £50 it was. I deducted the usual fee and remitted the balance to Mr. Arthur, that was all.
But you signed the letter yourself, of course. It's not a new trick, but it's been used quite often lately.
I really don't follow, Inspector.
That's how the forger obtained your signature to trace our copy.
What? But that's...
Quite simple, yes. And the chances are that neither your Mr. Arthur, whom you saw, nor Mr. Harris, whom you did not see, neither one of them was the forger, as we've come to call him.
Then you had similar cases?
Many of them.
And no trace of the culprit?
Never a trace, nor any link. He knows what he's doing, this fellow.
Clever, in a diabolical sort of way.
Clever, in a diabolical sort of way. Well, you can fight this sort of cleverness with only 2 weapons. Patience and vigilance. Sergeant Berkey of the Yard was both patient and vigilant. Stationed in a bank as one of the searchers for the forger. The sergeant heard...
Will you cash this, please? The name is Forsyth.
Beg pardon. Aren't you James Alsey?
My name is Forsyth.
Sorry, I saw you identified in the Mason case. Your name is Alsey. I'll have to ask you to come with me.
The sergeant took Mr. Halsey to the Yard. There, Inspector Dodson proceeded to the questioning.
You, that check was a forgery, didn't you, Halsey?
No, sir, I didn't.
I see. You were just doing a busy man a favor, running to the bank to cash a check for him.
That's it. Exactly right, Inspector. He promised me £500. He did for me trouble.
I can hardly believe that. You, with your record, trusted like that?
Some folks trust me.
No doubt. Any questions, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. Look here, Alsey. Where were you supposed to deliver the money?
Carter and Company Limited, Queensbury Building, to Mr. Forsyth. Same name as was on that check. That's all I know. Except I'm out £500 and in trouble besides.
No use, Sergeant. There'll be no Forsyth at Carter and Company. Let this fellow go. He's telling the truth for once. The man we want is the forger.
Another blank. No link to the man whose mind was planning all this cleverness. Of course, they did learn one more fact about his operation.
Just before we close the file, I think we might check up and see if we can learn anything from the real Mr. Forsyth.
Yes?
Oh, I'm a police officer. My credentials, ma'am.
Oh, I expect you want to be my husband.
Well, if you please, ma'am, we're making a few inquiries.
Yes, come in.
Thank you.
We've had nothing but visits from the police ever since this Forgery business. As if it wasn't bad enough already with the burglary last month and all that.
What was that? A burglary, did you say, ma'am?
That's right. There's a policeman for you there.
Oh, good evening. What can I do to help you? Oh, I think your wife has already supplied the answer to the question I was going to ask you, Mr. Forsyth. I understand you had a burglary last month.
That's right, but there was nothing much stolen, just a few trinkets, nothing valuable.
Oh, anything else?
Why, yes. Don't you remember, dear? They took your checkbook.
Oh, yes. Rather silly thing to do.
No, sir. Not so silly as you'd think. Oh, here are the particulars, sir.
Thank you. Have you compared them with the information we have already on the forgery case?
Yes, sir. The check that Halsey tried to cash came from the stolen book.
Who was this forger? This mind which covered all trails to itself? Somewhere, somehow, the correct thread which would lead to the center of his web must be picked up somewhere.
I believe some money has been placed on my credit here from my bank in London. The name is Harrison, Charles Harrison.
I'll see Mr. Harrison. Just a moment, please.
You know how this is done, of course. You deposit money in one bank in, say, London. Notice the draft is sent at the depositor's request to a branch of the same bank in another city. You arrive in that city, identify yourself, and receive your money. Usually it's a fair amount, too large to travel with.
How much is this draft of yours, sir?
£250.
The amount's correct. It was deposited in our London office by Mr. Harris Thompson.
That's right.
With instructions to pay to him in person.
I'm here. Wish identification? I have it.
But you're Mr. Harrison. Charles Harrison. You said so a moment ago.
I'm Harris Thompson. I see. Perhaps the London branch made a mistake. I'll get in touch with them and come back tomorrow. Sorry to have bothered you.
I caught your signal, Barclay. Something wrong? That fellow there, sir. Just going out the door. Gave me two different names while he was trying to collect on this draft. Some kind of swindle? I can't say, sir. The order came down from London in perfectly good order. There are £250 up there. It's a bit strange. And he behaves oddly. Gave his name as Harrison.
It's quite simple. Quite simple, really. Money had been deposited in London. The man who was to draw it in Yarmouth would thereby acquire the appearance and reputation of wealth and honesty. When he returned with a new forged draft, it would be honored. It's a neat scheme. But the fellow mixed up the names. The Yarmouth bank reported to the Yard. Inspector Dodson came calling.
We'll get out a pickup order. It might be well worth our while to talk with this Harrison Thompson, whatever his name is.
Yes?
Does Mr. Harris Thompson live here?
What name?
Harris Thompson.
No, doesn't live here.
Oh, that's a pity. I had something for him.
Oh, what was that?
Something important.
Could you leave it?
Well, no, I've got to give it to him in person. Confidential, you see.
Oh. Well, wait a minute.
Yes? What do you want? Are you Mr. Harris Thompson? Who are you? Never mind who I am, Mr. Harris Thompson. I have a warrant for your arrest.
My name isn't Harris Thompson.
That's something we know already, Mr. Rafe.
All right, Rafe. You took yourself. You know that now.
My name is Harris Thompson.
Stop it, Rafe. Your fingerprints are in file in criminal records. We know your name.
My name is Harris Thompson.
It'll go a lot easier with you if you admit the truth.
My name is Harris Thompson.
And that's all you'll say?
My name is...
All right. We've heard it before. Lock him up, Sergeant. The charge will be attempted fraud and larceny.
Come along, Rafe.
With Rafe Harrison Thompson safely away in the Yarmouth jail, Inspector Dodson, in company with several Yarmouth policemen and the manager of the bank, visited the man's lodging.
I must say, Inspector, when you search a place, you are quite thorough.
Just a routine, sir. Does this make any sense to you?
Dear friend, there is no doubt your error at the bank, while understandable, was quite grave. However, I expect to rectify it shortly. The bank has requested that Mr. Thompson come there personally to sign a new bit of paper,
giving Mr. Harrison permission to withdraw the money in Yarmouth. I will explain later exactly what I want you to do. In the meanwhile, do not come up to London. Caution has always been and always will be my watchword. Trust me, sincerely yours, J. While this fellow is describing our regular procedure where identification is in doubt.
I see. Do you notice the same thing about this letter that I do, sir?
Rather a well-formed handwriting.
More than that. This letter was written by an educated person. A very well-educated person. But for what a purpose?
Yes, the phrasing is simple, but the words he uses, it's a little difficult to understand, isn't it? Why someone with education would involve himself in something like this?
Well, when we find J, we may have an answer to that. In the meantime, I think we may have our first direct link to the forger.
Well, today, as I told you, that self-same letter can be seen in its place in the Black Museum. The words in the letter, signed simply J, told nothing new. The manner and style of its writing told many things. This J, possibly the long-sought forger, was a man of education and intelligence. A shadow figure using many other men to further his own designs. Seemed a kind of devil. But within a very few days, they learned he was at least a man.
So my cousin Rafe is in trouble again.
Yes, Mrs. Webster, and we would like to know the occasion of his visiting you.
I haven't seen him in 10 years. My own aunt's son, and not in 10 years.
Most of which he spent commuting back and forth in and out of prison. Why do you suppose he turned up now?
He wanted something. First I thought he turned a new leaf, but he wanted something. A convenience. He'd taken a room in Yarmouth. Would I, he says, receive his mail for him?
And you did?
Yes, Inspector, I did.
May I see whatever you have left of it?
I haven't anything. Rafe's friend came and asked for all his mail.
His friend?
Yes, sir. And how a man like that came to be friends with Rafe, I'll never understand. Well-dressed, nice-looking, and with a real refined manner.
Could you describe this man, Mrs. Webster?
I had a good look at him. Even talked to him. Fair as she was. Brown hair, nice blue eyes. About, well, my husband's size, and he's 5'8". Weighs about 170 pounds. A nice mouth. And I'll wager his hands never held a pick or shovel.
The second link, a description. Apparently a man of some means. Not particularly individualized, of course, but still, here was someone who could identify this J when he'd been found. As for Rafe, his fate was settled quickly.
Rafe Martin, you have been convicted of fraud, attempted fraud, and conspiracy to commit fraud. Have you anything to say before sentence is pronounced?
What for, your lordship? Your mind's made up. Nothing I will say can change it.
Very well. As you seem to be the dupe of someone with a great deal more intelligence than yourself, I've been tempted to lighten your punishment. However, your intransigent attitude toward the law enforcement officers in this case, your attitude in court, and your past record removed all such temptations. You are about to be committed to prison for the maximum time the law allows. 20 years hard labor. That is all.
An underling, a dupe, went to prison. Shortly after his arrival there, Dartmoor, Rafe had a visitor in his cell.
Surprised, Rafe?
Only if you were to be my cellmate.
Hardly that. But I may have the key which will unlock that door before you expect.
I make no deals with coppers.
20 years is a long time. You'll be an old man when you get out.
What of it?
In fact, 20 years may be a life sentence for you.
Nothing I can do about it?
Isn't there? I think you know exactly what you can do about it.
I don't talk.
Your friend Jay didn't help you much in court, did he?
Why should he?
I don't think you owe him anything. Chances are he had the lion's share of all your little dealings, and now he's free to go right on while you're in here. Think about it, Rafe. If you change your mind, the water...
Rafe thought about it. Honor among thieves. Up to a point, perhaps.
But the cold, bleak winter at Dartmoor was beyond that point. At least for Rafe.
All right, Inspector. But what's in it for me?
I think your sentence will be considerably reduced. You were convicted in 3 counts, Rafe. The time for each might be made to run concurrently instead of consecutively, without too much difficulty.
Is it a deal?
Well, I can't promise. You know how such things are, Rafe.
All right, I'll chance it. You never get him otherwise. He's too smart. He's a lawyer.
What?
That's right. Knows all the ins and outs, he does. Laughs all the time when another fellow's being fooled. He's laughing at me right now.
You've seen him, then?
I've seen him.
What's his name? Or don't you know?
Oh, I know all right. But he doesn't know I found it out. Followed him home one night. Had his name on his doorbell. I can be bright at times myself.
Yes?
Mrs. Seaforth? Mrs. Joseph Seaforth?
I'm Mrs. Seaforth.
Is your husband at home?
I'm sorry, no. Would you care to leave your name?
We're from Scotland Yard, madam. We have a warrant for your husband's arrest.
Arrest? Joe, what can you've done?
That's a long story, ma'am. It's taken us quite some time to track him this far. When do you expect him back?
That's it, sir. I don't know. He went out of town on business a week ago. I haven't heard from him since. He's never done anything like this before, never.
Gone. Joseph Seaforth, the forger, disappeared. But there are certain rules of thumb the police follow in situations like this. They know what happens when the wanted notices appear in the post offices all over the country.
Now, remember, I want every lead that comes in followed through. We're dealing with a very tricky customer, and every piece of information, however small, may be helpful.
Yes, I knew him all right. He used to come into the bar for a drink often enough. He was a real gentleman. Distinguished looking.
Oh, have you seen him recently?
No. Haven't seen him for months.
That's his face, all right. Recognize it anywhere. Took a room at our house for a couple of months. Not that we saw much of him.
Oh, when did he leave?
About 6 months ago.
And you haven't seen him since?
No.
I know so far, William, I'm confident that somewhere, sometime, somebody who's seen that wanted notice is going to meet up with Seaforth again.
Hello there, Mr. Seaforth.
But my name's not Seaforth. It's Saunders.
It's Seaforth, all right. And mine's Halsey. Jack Halsey. One of the fellas you pretty near got into trouble, like you got Rafe Martin into trouble.
I'll appreciate it if
Don't waste your breath. Your picture's up, see? And a right good likeness it is, too.
Oh. All right. I am Joseph Seaforth. And now that you know, how do you like to make some money with me?
Money? How?
I have a check. It's a good one. Will you cash it for me?
What kind of knock do you think I am? Once burnt, twice shy. That's me every time.
We've reason to believe, Halsey, that you've seen Seaforth.
What if I have, Inspector?
We want to know where.
Why should I tell you?
I would if I were you. We have enough in you to make you rather uncomfortable for a fair amount of time.
All right, I saw him in a pub in Whitechapel. He hangs about down there a lot, I hear.
Pass the word, Sergeant. We know Seaforth's in Whitechapel somewhere. Circulate his description to all stations. And, Sergeant.
Yes, sir?
Put the pigeons onto it, Sergeant. They'll know a lot more about him a lot faster than we will.
Seaforth seems to frequent 2 places more than others, Inspector. The Dancing Bear and the Monument.
Well, he's getting a trifle careless, isn't he? With all his cleverness, he ought to have known better than that.
The search had narrowed now. 2 pubs in Whitechapel. The inspector and Sergeant Berkey dropped in at the Dancing Bear for a quiet pint.
Do this again, will you, landlord?
Very well, sir. We seem to be drawing a blank here, Inspector.
So far, yes. We'll wait a bit.
There you are.
There you are.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, we happen to be waiting for a fella, perhaps you know him. Name is Seaforth.
Never heard of him. We don't ask names in here. One man's money is as good as another, as long as it don't cause trouble. That's the only way to stay in business.
The inspector and the sergeant finished their ale. They lingered briefly, then...
All right, Sergeant. We'll go now.
They left. Outside the door, the inspector turned back.
Watch the landlord, Sergeant, through the window.
I see him, sir. He's heading for the back room.
Come along, Sergeant, before our man gets out of the back door.
The far door, sir. On the right-hand side.
Good enough. Clegg, I'll be on my way.
How are you, Mr. Seaforth?
You're barking up the wrong tree, Copper. This man's name is Saunders. Stay out of this, landlord, if you want to stay in business.
My name is Saunders, and if you are the police, it's hardly necessary for you to molest decent citizens.
It's no good, Seaforth. I think you know that. We have a warrant, and your fingerprints from your own apartment. All right, Seaforth. It's finished now. Perhaps one day you'll tell us why you did it.
The law can be very dull. When you know it and turn it on itself, there's excitement of a sort. Perhaps one day you'll tell me how you picked up the proper thread. It doesn't matter very much at the moment.
And the silent witness to that whole story is today in the Black Museum.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment.
The trial of Joseph Seaforth was swift. One somewhat strange incident did occur, strange in the light of the man's background, previous experience. Throughout the trial, he made no effort to defend himself. He seemed quite ready to accept whatever punishment was determined for him. And then, as the judge was about to pronounce sentence, Seaforth requested the record of his case. He wished, he said, to enter objections to what he felt was inadmissible evidence. The judge denied the request on the grounds that the objection should have been made before the verdict was announced. So Joseph Seaforth went to prison for 20 years. And it was never determined why the lawyer in him awoke, only when it was too late. And now until next time, till we meet in the same place and I tell you another story about the Black Museum, I remain as always obediently yours.